Hello, all my myths, monsters, all sorts of lore and legend. Welcome. Uh, we're doing a very special stream today. We have a very special guest with us today. Hold on, let me. Do you have a PNG that you use, by the way? If not, it's okay. That's fine. You're fine. It's okay. It's okay. Uh, but yes, hello everybody. This is hi Glass Turf. Good to see you. But hello, my myths, monsters, all sorts of lore and legend. We have a very special guest on my stream. I mean, I'm the special guest on yours. But this is Dom. Everybody. Hi Montana. Good to see you. This is my lovely guest Domster. Actually, let me set up my Nightbot so I can do a guest command for you. Hold on. Let's see. Turn away window capture for now. Go to Nightbot. But yeah, Dom is a streamer friend of mine. You still a femboy? I'm just making sure that's correct. Okay, I want to make sure. Look, I've had friends that are just like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm transgender now or something. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I just gotta make sure. Special guest, Dom. Let's see. He's on Twitter. I gotta. Domster Santos and Twitch. Let's see. Let's get your Twitch there. Okay. And copy. Okay. ts://twitch.tv/. There we go. This should work. And I love Mystery Inc. too. Hello, Ghost House Ghost Ram. I love Mystery Inc. So great. We're gonna talk about it obviously, but hello, everyone. This is Domster, my femboy friend, very lovely man. And a while ago, it was like 2 years ago, wasn't it? It was in 2022. Yeah, yeah. It has been a while, but yeah, it was 2022, and we both love Mystery Incorporated. We decided to review it. We just gave some general thoughts, and now that I'm doing tier list streams, and now that I've done like tier lists of albums, such as the uh, the albums from Steam Power Giraffe, I thought, hey, let's do that, but for Scooby Doo, why not? And it's been a while, and I wanted to revisit it, and I just wanted to talk with you again. I just want an excuse to talk with you because I miss you, and I'm really glad that we're friends, and I'm glad that we're talking again. Yeah, I miss. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Well, hey, things are better now. Here we are. I took a fuck ton of notes. Uh, for this. Hell yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Oh wait, they can't hear you. Fuck. God damn it. This is an easy fix. Don't worry. That y'all couldn't hear Dom. Sorry about that. Okay. Now I think they can hear you. Try speaking.
Hi guys.
Yep. I got you. I got you. Okay, sorry about that. But there's Dom, lovely femboy.
Hi
Yeah, it
hi
was.
hi.
Yeah, thankfully it was very early in the stream, so I caught it very early. Hi, Flirty Alt, good to see you. We're reviewing Mystery Incorporated, but yeah, for those of you who are not in the know, I didn't look into any history of this show, so and that's not what it's gonna be primarily about. But what you basically need to know is this was the 2012 iteration of Scooby Doo. Oh God, when did it end? It must have ended in like
Oh my god,
2014 or
2012?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I know. Dude, I was 9 when this came out. 9.
Time flies.
Yep, time flies when stuff happens and you become
Oh.
queer. Yeah, followed in Velma's footsteps. Velma walked so that I could run. But thank you for the hydrate. Hmm. But yeah, yes, if you're unfamiliar, yes, go watch it now. Full season 1 spoilers and
Mhm,
season
mhm,
2
mhm,
spoilers because I'm
mhm.
going to mention like how like certain story arcs and stuff build up to season 2 and it's like, the all that stuff, So there's going to be massive spoilers. Go watch it now. It's 52 episodes. Not all of them are great, but most of them are good and a select few are incredible and just overall it's such a good show. It's a show that's better than the sum of its parts. Yeah, what? Yeah, I guess. Okay, but yeah, the basic thing of this show is that this was the 2012 iteration of the German soldier bird. Yeah, we're gonna get to Pericles, but the basic iteration is this. So it's the 2012 version of Scooby Doo, and instead of doing what they always did and just made another Scooby Doo show, another art style, another writing team, etc., etc., they decided to make an ongoing narrative character arc driven show that has the same roots as Scooby Doo with the monster unmaskings and comedy and characters and such, but they have an ongoing lore and story and exploring the characters vertically, seeing like all the depth that they could have to offer, or at least for the most part. And it's, I guess, to start with general thoughts, I really love this show. It's one of my childhood shows, and it's one that I actually got really attached to in teenhood because that's when I like saw it fully for the first time, and I just fell in love with it. The art style, the music, the writing, the way it's story told, the characters actually feeling real and not like caricatures. Like it's really something special. It holds a deep place in my heart, and this was and also, this is one of the like biggest collabs I had on my channel with Dom, and that was one of my favorite streams. So yeah,
Woo!
it was really special doing this again, and I'm really glad. And I'm excited to do the sequel to this when we get to season 2. But what did you think, Dom?
Yay!
What did you think of season this show?
Let's see. I just watch it. Just watch it, guys.
Indeed.
I I I love Scooby-Doo, so to get more of it, I'm always hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Monsters were about 70%, but it was nice to see less of just like the monsters and stuff and more of like the daily lives of the Scooby gang. So that was
Mm-hmm.
kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, this show does have a lot more like story, and like there's parts where like they'll betray Scooby tradition, and like that it works so much better. I like there's some benevolent monsters in this show. Like they're there to do actual good. Like, to be fair, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I'll say this: like the Scooby show that I grew up with the most was What's New Scooby Doo, which is the 2000s iteration.
Yay.
Yeah, that one has the Simple Plan theme song. What's New Scooby Doo? We're coming after you. That one.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, I love when like weird, sad emo punk bands like do children's show themes. Like the same thing with Bowling for Soup. They did the Phineas and Ferb theme.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, they also did the main theme of Sonic Unleashed actually, and that's my favorite game.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they
Oh.
did Endless Possibilities. Go listen to it. It's a good song. I also remember Be Cool Scooby Doo. Yeah, same. But yeah, yeah, that was the show from my childhood. Was What's New Scooby Doo? It was very much a continuation of the formula from the '60s. It was just more of the same, but it was good. It had 2000s edge to it. It had a really good soundtrack. That's one of my favorite things from that show. And I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of like the beginnings of certain things because there was a little bit of himbo Fred during that era, and like there was
Mhm.
like Daphne having her like badass moments, and you know uh some of that stuff, and Scooby being like courageous. But yeah, uh yeah, I also grew up with a little bit of a pup named Scooby Doo because we had it on DVD. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they actually reference that show in What's New Scooby Doo as a flashback. Yeah, but yeah, but yeah, that's my history. And when the show was being released, I remember I was really like at the time I was 9, so like I didn't care. I was like, oh cool, another Scooby Doo. And then when I like fully watched it in my teenhood, I was like, oh shit, they did really good. Yeah, God. I still remember when we watched this originally, and like we would do like 2-hour binges of stay up till 4 in the morning just watching fucking Scooby Doo.
It didn't feel like it though.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it. It was fun because it was with you. So yeah,
Mhm.
favorite Scooby Doo movie. I'm
Ooh.
gonna be honest. This is a hot take. This is not my favorite. Zombie Island is good but not great. I'm just gonna say that. Like it works and it is good for what it is, and it did establish a lot of things, but I think it's not amazing. Um, but yeah, yeah, I guess my favorite Scooby Doo movie. God, that's a hard one. Probably
Ooh.
Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. It's not the best Scooby movie, and if I watched like the Kiss one or if I watched the Space Alien one, which I heard was also pretty good, like I'd probably love those more, but that's the one that I have seen that I remember liking. Like it's dated a lot, but like there are some like genuinely funny parts of it.
Uh,
Also in that
what?
movie, Velma wears latex and it does things for me.
Yeah, yeah.
she she literally says in that movie, "Who's your mama?" And I'm like, okay, okay.
Mine is the Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase.
Hmm.
I
I
found
remember
it.
that one from my childhood. Like I think I rewatched it again as an adult, and I was like, "There's a shit ton of plot holes."
Oh
But,
wait, maybe it's Seeing Double? Wait, I think it's Seeing Double. Whatever had their when there was two Scoobies.
yeah, that one was Cyber Chase. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I there is
Yes.
one really funny joke in Cyber Chase. After I say this, then we'll go talk about Scooby Doo Mystery Inc. because that's the whole point of this. But I mean, we're gonna go off tangent anyway. But yeah, so there's a joke in Cyber Chase where like the gang is discussing like the monster. It's like, oh gosh, we gotta find. Oh gosh, that monster's really terrorizing the lab. And then Scooby and Shaggy just start walking the other way. And then Fred's like, wait, I didn't even say how and when we were gonna split up. And then Shaggy just goes, do we do it any other way? And he's right. Trans is when Shaggy drank that one potion and it made him a hot chick. Oh my god, I remember that. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Scooby Doo Mystery Inc. You ready, Dom?
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll go episode by episode and we'll mention things like as they're relevant, like art style and all that other stuff. The way that I decided to review it, I decided to go very like numbery. Was so each episode has a score of possible 25, and there's five categories, each with 5 points. So there's story, there's pacing, there's comedy, there's villain, and then there's lore significance.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is Mr. E? We're gonna find out. Anyways, but let's start this. Are you ready to start this, Dom?
Yes, I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry I'm talking a lot. I'm just really excited.
Me too, me too.
Okay, okay. But yeah,
Uh,
also I shared the website if you want to like, show it on stream. It has every season 1 villain. It doesn't have every season 2 villain, but we'll get to that when we get to season 2.
mhm.
Okay, so first, we have the first episode of the series, Beware the Beast from Below. Uh, all right. So, why does everybody want his ink? Don't worry. Uh, don't worry about that. Anyways, but so Beware the Beast from Below. It's the first episode, and I think for a first episode, it does a really good job. Like it sets up a lot of things, and like I think it's really good because like it starts like a traditional Scooby episode, like that which you would see in uh in what's new Scooby Doo or what have you. It
Mhm.
starts pretty normal, obviously with its own version of the characters and such, and then at the very end, it hits you with lore and it shows you, hey, like now that we got your attention, like now that you enjoyed yourself, pay the fuck attention to this. Yeah, I really like this like I like this episode. I think that like it's not the best in certain areas. Like it's not really that funny, and like the
Mhm.
villain and the story and pacing, like they're all okay. They all work. I think the I guess we'll call him the slime mutant. Do they ever give it a name?
Uh, oh, hmm.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah, no, but it's just a slime mutant. It's just basically like it's just like a skeleton encased in slime. Basically, it's kind of space kook in nature. But yeah, the basic episode plot is that this thing is like terrorizing caves and encasing people in like green jello, basically. And uh, then Mystery Inc. try to solve the mystery. I don't know. I think this was a good first episode. It wasn't amazing, but I liked it enough. I'd put it in B.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
like the monster a lot.
Yeah, I think the monster is cool. Like I think a good villain to me, it's either cool or it's scary. And this thing does lean
Hmm.
on cool. Like it's decently cool.
Like I'd wear that as a Halloween costume.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking through my notes right here. Yeah. So a lot of things to note in this episode. So first off, the like this episode starts with the gang celebrating, and the way that they celebrate is mimicked at the very end of the series, which is a pretty cool coincidence. Also, the name of the episode, it's not just a reference to the monster in the caves, it's also a reference the to the final bad guy in season 2, Beware the Beast from Below. Yeah.
I know I'm trying not to like info dump right now,
Yeah, no, no,
right
we
off
got
the
an
bat.
info dump. Like, there's so much. Like, go ahead. Like, oh, is there anything like special you want to talk about? Any moments? Like,
uh,
yeah. Uh, I'll say there's one thing that aged badly, which is the line "man up," which that did not age well.
I I keep think you remember when the professor at the end he gets caught and all the kids are like, "You're a teacher, why do you need money?" They're like, "Oh." That
Yeah, yeah,
always sticks
that's
to
the
me.
best line in this episode for sure. It's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Yeah, so the villain, it turns out to be like the teacher, and yeah, Daphne's just like, "Why do you need more money?" And he just stares at them dead ass blankly. It's so fucking funny. It's beautiful, truly.
I love those awkward pauses where they just like
Yeah.
pan. They just stare at you through the camera.
Yeah, there's gonna be one. There's an awkward pause in the Fright Hound that really made me laugh a lot. Like, I'm not usually into awkward humor, but when it's something like that, it works so fucking well, and this show does it. I guess some other things to note is that this is probably the most different that Velma has been throughout the entirety of Scooby Doo thus far, because in like the
Yeah.
2000s, like Velma, and even in the early versions of the show, like Velma had a little bit of snark being the smart one, but usually she was like the dork. She was like smart and reserved. Like she wasn't usually like giving quips. Like that was like Shaggy, like usually doing that. But in this one, Velma's really pessimistic and really like she'll like commentate on things, and she's still the smart one. She still like can hack into shit and like finds the clues, but yeah, she's a lot more like I wouldn't even say passive aggressive. She's actively aggressive sometimes, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel mixed on it. Like overall, I think it's good. It's a neat interpretation of the character, and I like how as the series goes on, she does get a lot softer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loosens up. She like shows like sympathy towards people, and also she's a lesbian, so like that's pretty cool. Uh,
It's true.
yeah. Oh, we gotta talk
Season
about
2
the
is a
Shaggy
lot
Velma
better.
relationship.
Uh,
Yeah,
it's so
it's
awkward.
so bad. It's the worst part of the show, and I'm glad they ended it like a few like before the halfway point of this season. But god, fucking damn it, it's so bad. So yeah, Velma's a lesbian in this show, and obviously this was back in 2012, so they didn't say that. But like so the way that it was done was she had a thing with Shaggy, and it is kind of a toxic relationship. It's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, Fred and Daphne weren't any better. They were
I, I
very
it gets better. Like I think Daphne can be a little forceful. I agree, but I think it's a little better than that. And like that's implied he actually does care. Where Shaggy's like I think he's just frightened.
I it's a weird take on the Scooby Gang because like in the other movies and shows there weren't really like any romance between the gang.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they just like punch you with this new show.
I think that was just like like that was like the 2010s like thing of like, oh, we gotta have romance, we gotta hit these
Yeah, I,
preteens with romance. They're getting their hormones, like we gotta hit them with the romance.
you're gonna love this.
Yeah, exactly. It was, maybe it was a Suits decision. Maybe it wasn't a creative decision. I don't know. Like the Velma being a lesbian, that's definitely a creative decision. But yeah, I think maybe they were like, okay, we're gonna put in romance and we're gonna make it the worst thing ever with Shaggy and Velma, and then they were like, okay, stop, don't do this. Uh, but yeah, let's see what else. I think I don't know. Like, let's see what. Okay, the other characters as well. We haven't talked about them. But yes, Velma. I do like her. I like her enough where she's not annoying, and she is. She gets better as the series goes on.
Hmm, hmm.
Uh, yeah. Shaggy and Scooby are about the same, but like they actually have a little bit more character. Like Shaggy, like Sh- like this is something that I actually really like in the show. Shaggy will like find clues and like he'll know weird things. Like in the first episode, actually, they find out that like like they take some of the slime off of the monster, like one of the monster's victims, and you know. Scooby and Shaggy start eating it, and they're like,
I
"Wait,
know it
guys,
just
no,
turns
it's ice cream. It's Fruit Myers."
out. I love that for them. No hesitation.
Yeah, I, I,
Very
I,
brave.
Yeah, but yeah, I like, and also, yeah, and speaking of bravery, like Scooby is really brave in the show, and he's really nice. Like, there's a joke in a later episode, but like Daphne is like talking to someone off screen, and it's like, I just really worry, and I hope our relationship can last. Thanks for being such a good listener. And it pans over, and it's Scooby, but like it makes sense. Like he's really
Yeah.
nice. He's so nice to everyone. It's so like it's sweet. Like, cause usually Scooby can be really mean and like steal food and shit, but like in this show he's just a good boy, you know?
Best star. Best
Yes.
character in the show.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. Uh let's see. Daphne in this show, she's I think she's pretty good. She's not as kick-ass as I would like. Like she gets kidnapped a lot, and will be like flailing, but like she does do some pretty cool shit. Like she's athletic, and like when she joins the Hex Girls, like that's the highlight of her character. Spoilers for
I
episode
love
7.
that. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one.
yeah. That one's one of my favorites. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but yeah. Daphne's good. I like her enough. I think she is characterized better in the movies where she like can MacGyver her way out of situations. Like, I think in the
Hmm.
Hawaii movie, like she gets like dental floss and she hooks it on a tree and then swings over to the other side of a cliff.
Yes. She's I yeah, I wish they didn't minimalize their character traits too much,
Yeah, it's.
but
I think. I think for what it is, it's like it works. It's like
yeah.
I don't know. If you imagine it like kind of like a tomato sauce, like it's maybe just the tomato sauce and some herbs, but they like simmer that tomato sauce for like a long time. So like it's one flavor, but it's a really good flavor.
Yeah, I think throughout the whole season, I think they all do some character development though.
Yeah,
So
like
that's nice. You get to see them grow throughout the
yeah,
series.
yeah. I'd say Daphne probably grows the least out of all of them. Like she definitely does
Hmm.
grow. She learns to like be independent for herself while still enjoying her relationship with Fred, but it is very subtle. I'd say the one that grows the most is honestly Fred, which speaking of
Yes.
best character, like one of the best characters of this show, like
Oh.
he's hmm, like if Scooby is a good boy, Fred is a great boy. Like I he is really stupid uh like socially, but he's really good at making traps. He's really strong and he's just has a heart of gold. I love Fred in this show. Like he's not boring. Like they made Fred not boring. Like Fred's entertaining. I've laughed at Fred, and it's not just hey gang, let's go to the mystery.
I love his little one-liners.
Mm,
I he's I love him because he's very much himbo, but I feel I I code him as very autistic coded.
yes, yes.
So I really like him.
Flirty alt agrees. Yeah, I love him
A
too. He's
lot of
my favorite
stuff
autistic
it
guy.
goes over his head, but ah,
Yeah,
he's smart. He's smart in his own
he
ways.
yeah, he again, he can trap things. He can like reprogram things into the mystery machine. Like, yeah.
I
His
I was
special
just thinking about
interest is
that mystery
traps. Oh my
machine. Oh
god,
my
so
god.
right.
True.
Yeah. Uh yeah, the gosh, okay. What else? There's yeah. Voice actors wise, I think this is the best cast like that they've ever had. Like it's still
Mhm.
like it, it's still I forget his last name, Frank something, doing Fred and Scooby, but he's doing a good job. Matthew Lillard is Shaggy, best Shaggy, love him.
I love Matthew. Praise him.
Yes, yes. I forget the names of the voice actors for Velma and Daphne, but like they do a wonderful job as well.
hmm
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I like this crew. They're good. Like you actually want to see them like solve mysteries, and then when they have drama, you hate it because you want them to not have drama.
Yeah, it's like, come on, guys, we're all friends.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that's the main cast. I think we'll talk about like different elements as we go. Anyways, uh, yeah, I'd say B tier for the first episode. I like it a lot. For a first episode, and I don't know, it works. I don't know. And there's like some really good shots in this episode as well. Like when like the excavation guys go into the mine and they open up the thing and the monster attacks them off screen, like that's terrifying.
hmm Yeah, this I forgot how terrifying Mr. Incorporated's monsters are.
Yeah, some of them
Like
are
they're straight up trying to kill
scary.
you.
Yeah, no, like we're gonna get to
Oh
it
my
later,
god.
but like the Fright Hound is fucking terrifying, and like this monster is like decently scary. Like I think once you see it on screen, it loses its luster, but like even then, it's still cool. It's a cool monster.
hmm
Yeah, claimed to have main character afterwards. Yeah, Matthew, he did a good job. Uh, yeah, but yeah. Also, there's like, also this episode does have kind of like a montage of like the kids talking to their parent, the gang talking to their parents, and like it's cut a little bit awkwardly and like gives a lot of exposition, but yeah,
hmm
yeah. Also, the line at the beginning of the episode, like, we're not in it to be liked. It's just like, oh, that's so real. That's so real. What has the crew like ever been given money for their troubles?
Uh, that's true.
Yeah,
They do this all for free out of the
yeah,
kindness of their hearts.
yeah. Or the love of mystery. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. Where would you rank this episode on like a scale of like S to F? I guess I only have D here because I think there's no bad episode of Mystery Incorporated. I think there's like it gets to mediocre and like meh, but it's not bad.
Oh, yeah, I would also put this in B. Like it's not my favorite, but it
Yeah,
is a nice way to ease into the show.
yeah, I agree again because it starts very standard, but I think that's the point. The point is that it starts really standard and like you have your guard lowered throughout the whole episode. You're thinking, okay, this is a normal Scooby Doo show, and then the stinger at the end with Mr. E like saying there are bigger mysteries afoot and the locket like that
hmm
um that was something. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, pay attention. Yeah. Uh, Also, Shaggy and Scooby dressed up as women is very cursed. It's a very cursed thing that reoccurs throughout the Scooby Doo franchise as a whole, and I don't know if I like it.
uh, yeah, I I I can't. Yeah, maybe they just. I kinda like it. I mean, they look good. They're serving, but
Look,
I don't know their
uh,
take on how the actor or the writers were going with it. If it was just
yeah.
a haha or
I mean, it was probably just haha. They're cross dressing. I don't think there was like any
Mhm.
bad intention. They weren't like making fun of trans people. Yeah.
Yeah.
They make fun of other groups though. Don't you worry. We're gonna get to those semi-racist parts. Like I love this show,
Yeah,
but
I was
Jesus Christ, it is like aged poorly in like a very few instances, and that's what makes it so infuriating because it's like a few, and it's not a lot, but it's just a few, and that makes it really infuriating. Uh, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I like this episode. Also, this is like it's nice to see that out of the gate. It shows that these guys, like, even though they've done a lot of it, are inexperienced because the trap fails at first. Fred's trap like fails, and it shows like okay, he's like they don't always know what they're doing. Like this is nice. They're not like Mary Sue's.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm using my note my like I'm using my phone to look at my notes, and like I don't want my
Mm.
phone to die, so I'm just like quickly grabbing a charger. Okay. Charger begotten. Okay. Anyways, are we good to get to the next episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. This is the next episode is the creeping creatures. Okay, so this episode is all about Scooby and the gang going to Gatorsburg and encountering man gators. And
Oh.
yeah, this is a. I texted you this when I was rewatching it, but I think this is a really rough second episode. Like I think they were still getting their footing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and yeah, it's rough. Okay, I will talk about some positive things though. Like I think like I think like some of the music is pretty good in this episode. Like in the series, the music is really fantastic. It fits the mood. There's like a lot of different instrumental variations and like things that fit the different monsters. And I think this one has like a little bit of like a banjo and gravitas because like they're in southern country now, and yeah, I really like that part. It is a very green episode, and that is overused a lot in the series. But within this episode, it's not that bad. I think it works given it's a swampy town. Uh,
Mhm.
and the monsters themselves, when they're obscured by shadow, like are genuinely like scary. Like they're like like or at least intense. Like it's like oh shit.
Uh, I hmm.
Yeah, I don't love
I
this
kind of like
episode.
this.
Sorry, you're saying?
Uh, I I really like the town itself of
Hmm.
Gatorsburg, and I really
Yeah,
love the hotel.
yeah.
I just
The I love the dog dies. Like that's actually a reference to a later episode.
I just don't like uh, their hmm their reasoning, I
Yeah,
guess.
I okay. So
It's just kind of eh.
yeah okay. So the villains in this episode are like the main crocodiles, and they're scaring. They scare a family that's actually a reoccurring set of side characters. Out of town, and then Mystery Inc. goes into town because Mr. E tells them about the Gatorsburg like happenings, or like just saying, oh, there's mysteries afoot here, and then the gang stops them, and it's the only three characters you meet, and it's three gators, so it's like okay, there's no mystery first off, and like they look exactly like the gators, so there's also no mystery
Yeah.
there, and the reason they make all the gator stuff is because there's Gatorsburg, it was like a gator place, and there was gators coming out the mines, and then eventually they ran out of gators, so they had to make fake gator products and sell it on the black market. Uh, so yeah, it's really it's really stupid. I don't know. It's like also I'm not gonna lie, it kind of has inbred vibes from this family. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
like
like how they drew the villains in this one.
yeah, it okay, like there's a like the guy, the fucking the man of the group is like, you can go to my sister's hotel, and the sister has a son. There's no other guy in this town, so I mean, you kind of have to assume, like, I'm just saying.
Very The Hill Has Eyes vibes.
Oh, is there incest in this story? That I didn't in that story. I didn't know. I,
Yeah, the Hills Has Eyes. The
yeah, I've never seen The Hills Has Eyes. To be fair,
oh, it's yeah, very very much inbred.
uh, let's see who these hills really are.
just yeah, just well, they only have each other there, so it's fine.
Yeesh. Just get a porno mag, like that's all you need. Anyways, but the yeah, this episode's kind of weak. So there's more drama related to the Velma Shaggy subplot in this episode, and it's really bad. Like, I understand where Velma's coming from. Like, if this was a genuine relationship, these would be real concerns that she's having. But it
Mhm.
kind of feels like she forced Shaggy into this relationship. I don't know. Like, she feels like the toxic one here.
Yeah, I don't know where they started. I don't know. I
I
wish they gave more like background.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they never give anything. I think that's the point. That's like it just kind of happened. Like, if I probably had to guess, Velma was probably just like, "Hey, do you want a date?" And then Shaggy, being the scared little twink of a man that he is, probably said yes.
True, true.
Yeah, true. But I don't know. It's just really uncomfortable. And I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like Velma's lesbian. I feel like Shaggy is like aro ace coded, or on the spectrum, like possibly Demi.
Yes,
Like that's how I
yes.
feel. Like Shaggy has like the kind of same vibes he as like Sonic the Hedgehog, where he just wants to live free, and then in his later years he'd settle down.
Yeah, like even in the movies, Shaggy will kind of uh get with someone, but it's never like serious. He's just,
Yeah,
he just gives off
it's
friendship vibes.
it's like a fling.
I can't, yeah.
Like I feel like he'd have like cuddle buddies. Like that's his kind
Yes,
of vibe.
yes, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, Shaggy is yeah, it's that. Also, yeah, there's a really funny joke in this episode though early on because it starts with like the gang being bored and just hanging in Fred's house, and Daphne picks up a magazine and it says "drawn traps" on it, and she's like, "Fred, how dare you?" And he says, "I only read the articles." Oh, Fred, it's my man. Uh, he just loves his traps.
Uh, I mean, yeah, it's. Uh, I don't think we ever see the other gang's house.
Yeah,
Usually we only see like
we
Shaggy's,
Um,
I think his
no,
name.
no, you see Velma and Daphne's house as well. Like, it's not focused as much though. Like, you see Daphne's room a decent amount, and then like Velma's room and the exterior of her house, and that's
Yeah.
about it. Like, it is mostly Fred's house. Probably it was probably like the most easy to draw, and
Mm.
yeah, because like every other character, like I don't know, like at least Shaggy and Daphne, they have fucking mansions.
Yeah.
Like, bro, Shaggy, what do your parents do?
His house is so nice and clean.
Yeah. Uh, this is actually something I found interesting. Shaggy's dad is voiced by the guy who did Shaggy back in the 60s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love actors that. Did you hear that? Off topic, but Dora, the voice actor for Dora growing up, is now playing Dora's mom.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I
I
think
like
that's
that.
right. I like when actors like grow up kind of with their characters. It's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Like there's a this is another example of that. Like I forget the exact things of it. But there's a play that there's a French play, and it's like really famous in France. And there was one guy who like would always like who would do that play, and he like throughout his life would like grow up and then like play different characters. So it'd be like like the main character and then the main character's best friend and his dad and like then the grandpa character because like he kept getting like older and older, right? So he started doing those roles.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah. Back to Scooby. Let's see. I'm gonna look through my notes to see if there's anything like of note I said. Yeah, I guess like the kind of allegory for like towns that like blew up and had a fad is like kind of interesting, but they don't really do anything with it. Like if it was like if there's like sympathy for it, then for these guys, then maybe. But they're just like they're literally like just lizards. Like they're just lizards of human beings doing this. Uh,
Yeah. I they
yeah,
made such a cool location. I feel
yeah.
kind of let down.
I I mean they do reference it later that and that's cool. But yeah. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Also, this is a weird thing. There's a lot of jokes about Velma being like, like people not thinking Velma's a girl, and it's like, are they trying to hint
Oh,
at her being like butch lesbian or something? Like she doesn't really have those vibes. Hi,
yeah.
Amir. I'm watching Mystery. I'm reviewing Mystery Inc. with my friend. Yeah, I don't know. Just that's just something weird that caught off guard. Like later in the series, like Skipper's like, "Oh, here's a hat for you, boyo. I'm a girl." It's like, what's the
Yeah,
joke? Like
I
she
don't like
looks,
it.
yeah, I don't know. Like it's not. I don't think they're trying to like make any jokes about transgender people. Like again, I think that's not their intention. But like it's it just feels weird. It's just Velma looks like a fucking girl. She wears a skirt and a V-neck sweater. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Of course she's a fucking girl. She wears fucking heels. Like not they're not like elevated heels, but like they're heels enough. She has a bow in her hair.
Yeah. She's also not to be. She's kind of more curvy than Daphne.
You're right.
Not to be like that, but
Yeah, I mean you're right. I think by the
but
end of wait no it's yeah by the end of the series I think all the characters are 17 at most. But like I mean I mean even in live action I think that like the live action Velma's curvier than live action Daphne.
right? Like I
Ranking
uh,
the episodes, we're just using the villains as like the profile pictures for the episodes. Yeah. But yeah, it's so weird. Also, I will say, I there are some nice things in this episode again. Like Shaggy shows heroism and like he kicks a gator in the fucking face. And also like during the chase scene where they're in the hotel and like the lights go out, like the flashing purple and red is actually really nice. Like it looks amazing.
mm,
This show is just really beautiful. This is the darkest looking Scooby show. Like but also the dark has a nice variety of colors. Like there's like a dark red and a dark purple, and like I don't know, there's like certain places just have really nice colors behind them. Like during like chase scenes and like when they're being attacked by monsters, like the colors get weird. And then during like the normal like periods of them looking through clues, it's like normal like browns and whatever else of like a town. It's really good contrast.
yeah, it's the show is kind of dark, and it's kind of funny how their art style is like very different. Like it seems like very how they're drawn is just very carefree, I guess, and
Y-
simple. It
yeah.
it just looks like it would be lighthearted, but it's not.
Yeah, no. I I do like it. It kind of has like sketchbook vibes, and also the characters are angular. Like Fred's got a fucking chin in this show. Like he could fucking crack open a can with that chin.
Hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, back to there's not much to this episode. I guess last thing of note is that Mr. E The kids are stranded in Gatorsburg because their engine gets stolen, but then Mr. E gives them a new one and then gives them a note, which is like, you know, there's a greater mystery at Folds, one piece of the puzzle, which I think is good foreshadowing to the planispheric disc later. Other than that, yeah, I'd put this episode at like low C personally.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it could have been better.
It could have been way better. Yeah. Next up is this one. We're yeah, the episode 3, the secret of the ghost rig. Oh my fucking god. Okay, this episode. Okay.
Scary, horrifying.
Th- th- no, not even. It's a fucking car. Okay, so the basic plot of this episode is that there's like a ghost truck driving people off the road, and also Freddy's dad, the mayor, wants to be reelected. That's one of the side characters I should mention. The mayor, he's like he's a scumbag in the best way, and like he's always like trying to use the monsters to like sell to the town and make it a tourist trap. Like I find that really interesting kind of dichotomy that like he's
Yeah.
antagonistic, but he's not really a villain, at least not until the end. That's a spoiler. But yeah, I like Freddy's dad. I think he's voiced really excellently. He has like game show host kind of voice.
Uh, mm, nicer. I
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, sorry, you cut out there. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry.
You're good, it's okay.
Kind of like average politician, but I guess
Yeah, you're
a
right.
little a little bit nicer,
He's a little bit
I
like
guess.
there's some like scenes of him like smiling, and like there's a scene in the final episode of season 1 which I'm going to talk about, which I think is really beautiful actually, but yeah, I don't know. He is kind of standard politician, but I don't know. I like him. I think he's like kind of like fun how like maniacal he is.
Yeah, you can tell he cares for Fred, but
He he cares for
doesn't really
Fred.
know
He
how to
doesn't care
show
for his
it.
his hyperfixation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this episode itself, I'd say the story itself is like decently interesting. I think it's a little more interesting than the Gatorsburg one because it's like I don't know. It's like it is kind of mysterious because it is so faceless, and it's like not contained to one out of town thing. It's like on the road, which is like a threat. Uh, Also, the pacing is like surprisingly decent. I'll give it that much. But the villain fucking sucks. The villain is just a truck. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like they've done more interesting things with like vehicle based monsters before. Like actually, in What's New Scooby Doo, there's like there's an episode of like them like doing like an Indy 500, and there's like a
Mm.
a guy like a skeleton on a monster truck. Like that's actually something. Like if it was
It's
like a ghost rider on like a truck or something, like a dead ghost trucker, that would be like interesting. But it's just a truck.
I mean, it was kind of scary her the truck legit almost killed people while driving
Yeah,
them off the road.
yeah.
It was a bit
That
much. A
that
bit
is
much.
that is scary. Like I'll give it that. That like the scene with the
Uh
cop like was scary, even though that cop should have died. Just saying.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just this episode's just kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the biggest fault of it. That's boring, and like there's no lore to it at all. Like there's no character growth. There's like no like plot beats of any kind. Like Mr. E shows up but he doesn't really do anything. He just gives them a clue and then fucks off.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like how they introduce like avocados, like the family, like they're
Mm.
relevant like later, but
Yeah, he's relevant
I,
later. That's nice, I
I feel like
guess.
they could have did a better job.
Yeah, they could have. Like, there's so much that could have been so much better. Like I don't know, like like there's a subplot with like Daphne's family wanting her to like get like shiggy with the pretty boy who is like the son of the guy who owns the world's seventh largest ladder company, and like he's like a boring sleaze, and she doesn't care, and like it's just filler. It's just filler, and I I don't know, like the actual plot itself of like why the villain did what he did. That's actually kind of interesting. That like the dad of Theodore Avocados stole a diamond and hid it as a doorknob. That's interesting.
Mhm.
But yeah, I it's just boring.
I mean, I like how dedicated the villain was to stealing all their doorknobs of
Yeah,
crystal.
that's something. I mean,
That's
I mean, it would probably make him more money than the ladder business. I'm not gonna lie. If you just sell doorknobs.
also, why does the whole town have the same doorknobs? That's kind of
Hey,
weird, but
yeah. I mean, it is Crystal Cove. Maybe they're trying to like make it like, oh, we all got crystally doorknobs, even though they're all made of plastic.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Who's
I
okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I'd put it at the low end of C personally. I really don't like this episode that much. It's an I like it enough to watch it during a full series rewatch, but like
Yeah.
um, other than that, not really. There are some funny lines in here though, like the comedy didn't get me that much, but there's some like I like vegetables, like Fred.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Fred with a purple ascot is cursed. It looks so weird on him.
I, yeah.
Yeah.
Really doesn't do his outfit justice.
Yeah. Or orange is like a nice kind of contrast to like him. Also, Knob Stealer is unintentionally funny. Yeah. Yeah. Uh. Also, the ending of this episode's so weird. Like, this is like an ending that would happen in like a '60s show, where like the mayor is like, "Now Scooby is the head of pizza" or something. Like, that's isn't that what he says? Like, it's so weird. And like the episode ends with like a circle like enveloping Scooby's head, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. I
Not
just
sure what they were going for it, but
Me neither. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I put this at like the end of C personally. Where would you put this episode?
uh wha- I C but bordering D
Same,
just
same.
because uh I mean I mean it's I mean it's kind of scary,
Eh.
but I don't really care too much.
I don't really care. God, that's the best way to describe this episode. You just don't give a shit about anything. Like not even the
I just
villain. The villain's boring. Like, bro, fucking invest in something else, you know? Get a job.
yeah, you probably could have sold that truck probably costs a big amount of money. You could have sold
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You just became a truck driver. I heard
y-
they make pretty good money.
Yeah, true. You ready to go to the next episode?
Yeah.
All right. This episode is a super big jump in quality. The next episode is Revenge of the Man Crab, and I really like this episode a lot.
Yes.
Yes. Uh, so the basic plot is that this is the beach episode, but it's not filler for once. At they're like doing a big beach volleyball tournament, and the then a man crab attacks, and obviously like Mystery Inc. wants to stop it. And at one point, Daphne gets kidnapped, and yeah, I don't know. This is actually just a really good episode. Like the story is interesting because it's creepy. People are just getting kidnapped and dragged underneath the fucking sand. Like
Yeah, I
there's
don't know how he did that. That
through
still
a
boggles
series
my
of tunnels apparently, which yeah, it's. I mean, at least they make fun of his plan for being stupid.
mind.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, there's a yeah, like the pacing is really good. There's only like a few like things they really could have cut, but besides that, the pacing is like really good. It's like beat to beat to beat, and it feels like everything feels like it's there for a purpose. Like also again, I like how in this show, like Scooby and Shaggy, it showed that like their qualities are good for solving mysteries, like how they use the smell of the clam cabin to get rid of the monster, like to get back to the surface.
Yeah, it's wait, is this where oh no, what's his name? Oh no.
Skipper Shelton.
Uh, yes, Skipper. This is where he's introduced, right?
Yes, this is the first episode of Skipper Shelton. He's a side character and he shows up
Yes.
infrequently, but I like him. He's weird and he has some really funny yeah, some really funny lines. Uh fucking I like I don't know. I just love him. He's a riot. He's really funny. Uh
Yeah, I wouldn't eat the clams, but I would sit there and listen to her stories.
yeah, damn. He's the grandpa we all need.
Yes.
Yes. Also Fred's like line of like him like he's like, wow, look at that, look at how fine they are. And Daphne's like, are you looking at those women? He's like, no, the nets. Is really funny. uh yeah, but yeah, this episode's good. Also the main crab is like scary. Like it's weird and like not symmetrical. It's like it buries underneath the sand and it makes horrifying screeching sounds. Like this is the first villain like I'm actually like a little terrified of.
This is the crab is one of my top villains of
Yeah,
this season.
yeah, he's one of my top villains too. I love him. He's just scary. Uh you should watch all of it, Amir. Amir, it's so good. And it is really funny. So please go watch all of it.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
yeah, the main crab is scary. The yeah, and again, also this episode's just funny. This is another. We're gonna talk about some side characters in just a second because I think it's appropriate for this episode. But fucking Sheriff Stone says our duty says to protect and serve, not to protect and serve from man crab. I I love him. So yeah. Also, Angel has a pretty cool moment. So let's go to one at a time. So Angel, she's like
Angel.
she's a helpful aide that helps the team. She shows up in the first episode, and is really she's really cool. She's like, you gotta get all those heebity jibbities out of you, baby. Like that's how she talks. She's really cool. She's got an afro. Honestly, Angel would smash. Love her. She's great.
I was waiting for
Yeah, look, she's an adult character. I'm allowed to say it, but
it.
yeah, she's a hottie. Love her. Like really helps the gang, and also the twists and turns around her character. Like like when I first watched the show, like all the way back then, I didn't expect. I was like, holy shit, they did that. That's cool. And yeah, she's really cool. She's a badass. Like she does sick kung
Yes,
fu moves.
she doesn't do just like sick music. She does sick moves as well.
Yeah.
She is serving for us.
As my Australian friends would say, she is serving cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Also, her like outfit is really badass.
yeah,
Her it's very 70s inspired, and I
yeah,
love it.
yeah, same. That yeah, let's see. We've talked about the mayor
Also,
dad before. He's pretty cool. Sheriff Bronson Stone, my one of the best Patrick Warburton roles I've ever heard him play. He's so fucking funny as Sheriff Stone. Even in the second episode, he shows up in Arrest the Villains and he's like, "You're telling me this Gator stuff is fake?" And it's just he's just so fucking funny, and I just love him whenever he's on the screen.
uh, I I think when I was younger, I didn't really like him, but now as I got older, I do like him a lot now. He grew on me.
Yeah,
I do like his quirky little self.
he's quirky. I like him. I just love Patrick Warburton. He's a ball of joy. Yeah. Uh, also, and also Skipper's in here. Skipper's great. Love Skipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Within this episode, there's actually something really interesting. There's like Fred shows emotion for the first time in like ever, like in the whole like media franchise up until this point. So Daphne gets kidnapped by the man crab, and Fred freaks the fuck out. He is panicked, and in this show, Daphne has a big crush on Fred. Like that's one of the main things of her character, which they do play into a little bit too much. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, like Fred is terrified, and I don't know. It's nice to see Fred be sensitive, and I don't know, like that's his character arc. They learns to be sensitive and like accept like the love and support of his friends, and like that he doesn't have to do all the trapping stuff alone. It's really nice. Uh, yeah, yeah. Also, this is an unintentionally funny line from Fred. What man crab wouldn't want to drag you? It's pretty good.
Aw.
Yeah, he's yeah. Also, there's foreshadowing in this episode because when they show like Mr. E calls the kids and is like, "This is not the first time kids have disappeared in Crystal Cove," and he shows them the photograph of the missing kids from Mystery Inc. But you don't know it yet. You just see like some kids on a photograph. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. Also, the crab chase scene is pretty cool at the end. Again, I like how they climb up the structure and it's like haphazardly being destroyed underneath their feet. Uh,
That giant cave system was cool. I
it
love the chase scene.
yeah, it's
That's my
so
favorite part.
yeah, it's really fun. That's one of my favorite chase scenes in season one. And then they stop the crab, and they find out it's just a guy who's trying to get his water company back, and
Yeah.
yeah, his plan is stupid, but they do make fun of it. It's like, uh, Daphne says, "Wouldn't it just be easier to sue him?" And he says, "Are you kidding me? Lawyers take forever." Yeah, and this didn't. This didn't take so
Yeah,
much timing and planning. Like, bro, are you kidding me?
yeah, he said he built it. It took like a year just to set it up.
Yeah, like
I
a
feel like
lawyer would have
by
gotten
then,
back to you in like at worst half a year. I don't know. Like, bro, oh my god, it's it's so freaking like, oh my god. Anyways, but yeah, this is really good.
Mhm.
But yeah, uh, this episode it's very nice. I really like it. It's like a nice combination of what this series is. It's spooky. It's funny. It's really good writing, really good characters, and it has lore. Because at the very end, like the gang's hanging out back at Angel's place, and you know, Daphne says, looks at the paper article and says, "Hey, the locket I have, these are the same kids. Did they go missing?" And Angel looks at them suspiciously. So there's something up with her.
10 out of 10. I love this episode.
Yeah, I'd put it
It
at
really
like
brought
A
it back.
tier. I think
Mhm.
I think like the stuff, like most of this stuff is really good. The lore is amazing. I think like it's near to perfect. It's gotta be an A though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish so far the villains like I wish the reason for all this was better though.
I think some of their reasoning is really stupid. But again, at least they make fun of it in this episode. Also, I guess the thing to note for Fred's dad, he actually looks at the locket himself, and he looks like concerned and sus. Uh, like I think this show does like in Gravity Falls actually. You know how like, in the first episode, like it shows Grunkle Stan going to the basement, and you kind of forget about it until the very end of the first season where he like does some stuff. Like I feel like this show kind of does that as well, where like you'll see a
Mm.
character like look sus, and then you forget about it, and then when it comes up again, you're like, oh shit, that's right.
I love all the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Anyways, where would you rank this episode? I put it at A personally.
Um, yeah, probably A. I mean, it is very top. I do love the monster itself and all the side characters that are introduced,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not perfect,
Yeah,
but it is up there.
it's very much up there. One of the best of season one. Uh, anyways, next up is the Song of Mystery. Uh, Also, we might need to do this in 4 streams in case it gets too long. I mean, I'd be happy to do a 4 hour stream with you if you're happy to do it.
Oh, okay.
Again, I'm again. We'll see what happens. I think after the 13th episode, we'll check in. But yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, Song of Mysteries up next. I think this is a good episode. I think this is on like the same kind of standing as the first episode. It's really good for what it is. It's like the story and the pacing are really good. There's like very little bullshit, and the story itself of like kids becoming monsters is like actually terrifying. Uh and I don't know. I like yeah, obviously like the game goes to stop that, and I don't know. I like the little moments in this episode, like like the joke at the end where Fred says, "Remember, Daff, we're married. Don't look so happy." I fucking love that joke. Yeah,
I I don't like Marianne as a person, but it is kind of weird how there's so many very intelligent people all in one town.
yeah. There is. There's so many smart people in this town. Like there's
Uh,
later with like the Fright Hound. It's like the Jason's mom is fucking smart for some reason, and like
a little concerning.
yeah, it's weird. Like they should all be working at NASA or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, the episode itself, I think it's good. I do like the villain. I think like the design is pretty cool, and like I don't
Mhm.
know what the villain does is really creepy. Like the playing of the flute and the monster kids, but like the actual like actions and voice of the monster are a little weak, which is what drags it down for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, that
I
final set piece though is great though.
I do like all the children just banding together basically and chasing after the Scooby gang.
Yeah, this is like the most
That's a
well
little scary,
grouped.
but
This is the most well organized group of children you'll ever see.
right? That's what I'm shocked about. That's kind of scary.
Yeah. I mean, hey, well, at the end it's revealed she offered them candy, so I guess kids will fucking do anything for candy.
hmm
Yeah. Also, that like thing at the end, like the The sheriff, Marianne being like, "Wait, why do I go to jail?" And the sheriff going like, "You know how many K Horrifico CDs we made? K Horrifico baskets, K Horrifico T-shirts, K Horrifico." And she's like, "Okay, I get it."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little funny. Uh, okay. Some down points of this episode. There's not really any like lore that really happens. There's like some character development where like Shaggy learns to like stand up for himself a little bit. Uh, but like it's related to the Shaggy Velma relationship, which it's. I'm just glad that
Yeah.
it's like ending soon. Like as soon as the Fright Hound happens, the shit ends. But like, oh my god, it's so fucking bad. Her, like, I don't know, the fucking
Yeah, it's mm,
yeah, the Shaggy in the
it's okay.
pants. The Shaggy in the pants is kind of weird. Him in purple
I
pants is
hated
just
it.
cursed. Yeah, I hate it too. The way that he crawls was so weird, and I don't know. It's just it it's so weird. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't like it. And also her putting the rubber band around him saying like I don't know. That's part of lexicon, you know.
I know. I was like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's his vocal stem. You can't stop that.
That's like if Shaggy told her not to say jinkies.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. This I most likely have it, but it's not diagnosed by a doctor. I most likely have BPD. Velma kind of has BPD energy to me. Like this girl needs therapy.
Uh, ye Honestly, as I take medication for mine.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit, when I was younger, my emotions were pretty, I could get pretty feisty.
Same.
Uh,
Yeah. I got mad
so
pretty
I can
easy.
see it.
Yeah. Uh, Also, this is weird. They introduce a side character in this episode, Doctor Portillo, and like you think you'd see more of him, you like don't see him ever again, and it's so weird. Like maybe he's like in the crowd in season two or reference. I don't remember because I haven't seen like season two in a long time. But like it's just so weird. Like he just shows up and like they think it's him, and then it's not him, and that's that.
Oh, the professor?
Yeah, the professor.
Yeah, I kind of liked him.
Yeah,
I
I
wish
liked him. He was a kind of
I
sweet
would
old
have
man.
I would have taken his class.
Yeah. I
I would have. I don't know what the class was about,
No,
but
it
I
was
would have
about
wanted
like
to.
it was like Native American mythology, or sorry, like not Native American, like South American mythology, I think.
Oh, yeah, I would have definitely taken.
Yeah, same. Uh, yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. This episode is good. I like it. I like it enough where I do rewatch it. I'd put it in B personally.
Yeah, kind of okay episode.
Yeah,
Not
it's
bad,
it's
not
okay.
good, but
Yeah. Not good, not bad. Okay. Uh, the ending line from Shaggy is really funny though, unintentionally. Sh- Look, Shaggy likes baggy.
yes.
Shaggy, same, bro.
Speak your piece, Shaggy.
Yeah, but yeah. Otherwise, a good episode. I'm just gonna look in my notes and see if there's anything else I should bring up while we're here. Yeah, no. It's not. Yeah, there's nothing else. Uh, uh, we'll bring up other things as they are important. Uh, oh, we didn't even talk about the theme song. That's something we should talk about.
Oh, yeah, I was literally listening to it again before I started the stream.
Yeah, this is one of the most banger theme songs I've ever heard. I love it so much. it's spooky. It's got a theremin, but it's also like upbeat at the end. It shows like, hey, some scary shit's gonna happen, but like, let's be hopeful. Let's keep on going.
I love it. Banger. I'd put it as my ringtone if I knew how to.
Uh,
I
you can do YouTube to MP3 and then probably do that.
oh,
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's that. I'd put it in B. Where would you put it?
uh, yeah, same. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
it's
I think it's another like I would categorize it as like a little filler episode.
yeah. There's some
Just
filler in episode one, and there's barely any in season one, and then there's barely any in season two.
hmm
Yeah. Uh, yeah. But yeah, next up, we have the Legend of Alice May, episode six.
yes.
Okay, I like this episode enough. I okay. Let's talk about some good things. So Alice
hmm
May herself, the villain, is pretty creepy. I like the creeper reference to it, and also like how like she looks like ghoulish. Like it's not just like a ghost. Like it's a ghoul. Like the skin is all weird and the jawline is creepy and the eyes are glowing. Like that's cool. And like I don't know, the way she moves is creepy. I like that, but I don't know. Besides that, like she's a pretty standard villain. And the thing is, they ruin the mystery. And to be fair, that's the point. But it's still not. It's not great.
Yeah, yeah, I think I like this episode just because it talks about the creeper, and I love when they reference their older movies.
Yeah, the older movies and TV shows. Yeah,
Makes my heart swell.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh, Also within this episode, yeah. So the plot is yeah, villain is stealing boys, and then group's interested,
yeah.
and then Alice May comes to school, and Fred is being nice to her, and then Daphne's getting jealous, and it's like, come on, Daphne, girl, you're better than this.
As if she doesn't do the exact same thing when
Yeah,
another hot guy comes.
I no, actually no, yeah, you're right. She does do that later in the series. Yeah, you're right, but she gatekeeps, she gaslights, and she girl bosses.
Only she can do it.
Yeah, Velma can't do it. She can't do it as well.
Uh,
You know
I
that? Wait, do you know that meme of like the person like friendly office banter, creepy harassment? Do you know that meme?
yeah,
Yeah, it's like Daphne and Velma, but in that meme of like getting a relationship.
it's weird because in the movies, Velma pulls the most.
Yeah, she
Like
does.
I
Velma gets so much game, and Shaggy's like
I
second amount.
yeah, I I don't get it. I don't know why they took this turn for the series, but
I think I don't know. I guess yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird for sure. Yeah, but yeah, this episode, uh, yeah, is like it does have some like interesting lighting and stuff, like moments, like they explore a graveyard at one point and get chased by the monster, and like that scene's really cool. Like that's got some cool lighting and stuff. Uh,
hmm
Also there's a subplot where Shaggy takes Velma to the dance, and Scooby wants Shaggy to do the Vincent Van Gogh marathon. Which Vincent Van Gogh, I fucking love him. He shows up as and meets the gang face to face later, but he is
he's so
such a
cool.
fun character. I this is in a later episode, but he says, "Would you still love me even with a lizard face?" I I just love him so much. He's so campy and great. But yeah, like there's more Shaggy Velma, and it doesn't even go anywhere. The prom gets canceled by the end, and
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah, it's
oh how Alice May also how she took I think she kidnapped the like first dude and like
Yeah,
hid
she just
him in
yeah
like the crowd.
she
She's
hid
like,
him in a
"Yep, I
fucking
kept him here
mausoleum,
and fed him."
bro. Bro,
Huh?
I,
What?
bro. Also, Daphne doing some mystery exploring is pretty interesting. Like she gets some clues in this episode, which is nice. Uh,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah, I'm looking through my notes. Yeah, yeah, I'm I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think again, this gets better as the series goes on, but I think the women are written the worst out of the team as in the very early parts of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it gets better for sure. But yeah, like Velma's controlling, Daphne's also kind of controlling, and Daphne's a damsel in distress, and Velma is just kind of mean, and it is funny, but like after a while, it does kind of get old. But again, like they get better. They get better certainly.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Also, her also Daphne getting a pet top from her like military sister is really funny. It's, uh, it's or is Fred the beach and am I the tank? It doesn't matter. I understand. I think.
I love Daphne's sisters.
Yeah, they
They're
barely show
all,
up, but they're funny.
yeah, their short little cameos really make it though.
Yeah. Also, can I just say how Fred is just so easy to bail on Alice. He's just like, hey, whatever. Sorry, Alice. Plans change. And he just fucking bails.
He's loyal.
He doesn't even know
He's
it.
well, yeah, because he only said yes, right? Because she asked him. So,
Yeah.
but when the gang needed him most, he was like, "I'm back, guys."
Yeah. True. Uh. Yeah. Uh. It's pretty standard. It's a pretty standard episode. Besides that, they do capture her, and yeah, it's Alice May. Big shock. But this is where the fucking twist comes in. Where at the end, the gang is all like ready to go home, and they find a yearbook with a thing, a notebook in it. Sorry, not a page like a page highlighted within it, and it's the page from an old yearbook with the Mystery Solvers Club, Mystery Incorporated, and it shows Brad Childs, Judy Reeves, Ricky Owens, Cassidy Williams, and their mascot Professor Pericles, and this is the missing kids. They show this, and that adds to the mystery of like what happened to these kids. We know who they are, uh, and then Alice gets out of jail from the help of a guy called Ed Machine, who I'll talk about in a second, and then she asks him why do they need me to go and get some why did Mr. E need me to get some notebook? And then, Ed just mysteriously says like, because there's a mystery that needs to be unsolved. And yeah, I don't know. The ending is fucking great though. It's really interesting. Like she wasn't even the daughter of the fucking creeper.
I know. I like how like they all believed her and didn't even.
Yeah, no, because no in the flashback, she says you took daddy, and it shows that like she's a little girl, but like she's around their age, so like that wouldn't work timeline wise. So clearly she's lying, like a liar. But yeah, like I just love it. The ending is what makes this episode like good for me. Like otherwise it would have been like low C tier, but because of the ending, I'm gonna put it at low B tier.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like it
Yeah, no, they're
enough.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
okay enough. Where would you put it?
I say another middle ground episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still like it enough where I wouldn't put it in C though.
Yeah, same. But yeah, there's yeah, I'd put it in low B. I don't know. I'm just trying to look if there's any other notes. Yeah, Shaggy X Velma really bad. Fred his dents. Let's see. Yeah. Uh,
The usual.
yeah, the usual, the usual. Yeah, and yeah, Ed Machine is just the assistant to Mr. E. Uh, he doesn't really show up that much in this season, and he's an okay enough character. And I mean, they kill him off anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Y- Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Is there anything else you want to talk about with this episode?
Uh, I mean, it is a good introduction because we do see Alice May again later on.
Yeah, true. This is an
So it
intro for
is,
her.
but it's a nice little intro, I think.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I I don't know. I like again. I just love the lore because like again, it sets up the
mhm.
mystery, it gives names to the kids, and you know, like I don't know. It's just really interesting. But yeah. Um, are we ready to talk about the next one?
Yeah,
The next episode is episode 7, In Fear of the
yay!
Phantom. This is one of the best season 1 episodes by far.
The Hex Squirrels are
Yes, the
back.
Hex Girls are in this episode. Velma's a
I'm
fan
so
of
happy.
them. Yeah.
Uh,
I can I just say that the Hex Girls look the best in this iteration. Like their designs are actually really good.
mhm.
Yeah. Uh Also them being eco goth is kind of funny to me. Like that's so niche, but I love it. Yeah.
I like how they still kept kind of to their original design,
Mhm.
but
Updated it.
mhm,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, this is a really really fantastic episode. So the plot is there's a phantom and the phantom wants to stop the Hex Girls from singing. So this is like a personal thing for the gang because the gang is friends with the Hex Girls in this. And yeah, that's the episode. It is very down to earth, but because of that, it can make everything else so like so bumped up. Like the villain, this is one of the best villains of season 1. He is so magnificent. He is show stealing. And like the thing is, he's like technically barely in the episode. Like he's only in there for like a few key moments, and he's still amazing. He's glamorous. He's got a golden mask, a sparkly cape. He's got a dramatic voice. I love the Phantom so much.
Yeah, I I wish the episode was a little longer,
Yeah,
TBH.
yeah. It's a little. Yeah, it is a little short. Yeah, well, that's kind of where the pacing comes in short because like they sometimes don't give enough time to the right things. I don't know. I don't know. I think there's enough here though that it's like good and like this is the start of like again more of Fred's character arc where like he Daphne gets kidnapped at one point and he realizes that he loves her, he cares about her, and how she's an important part of his life. But like she Daphne only hears the first part where it's like, why do I even care about her? And then she gets mad at him and decides to fucking become her alter ego crush.
I I like it, but I'm also sad because I feel like Velma should have been, or
Yeah, they
they
should have
should have gave
allowed her.
Velma a spot
Yeah,
as
they
the
should
Hess girl.
have. They should
Uh,
have. It's I
I
don't
mean,
know.
Daphne's saying really good, but I feel like Velma should have also had a spot
Yeah,
at
I
least.
think and here's the thing: they could have given her a spot because, like, Velma's the techno geek. Give her a synthesizer. Give her like a keyboard to play.
Yeah, because she also probably had a lot to say too, you
Yeah,
know?
it's. I hate my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Also, the colors in this episode are really good. Like the Phantom stands out really well because he's like the one sparkly part of the whole scene, and like there's like deep colors all around. The Yeah, I don't know. I just love it. The Also this episode's really funny. Like there's a at one point there's the mayor says, "My job is whatever I want it to be," and I'm just like, "Oh my god." Uh, Yeah, I don't know. I just like this episode. It's there's some weird parts to it. Like Harry the puppet is a weird addition because like Scooby is still mad at Shaggy
Mm,
from the last episode, and so he gets
yeah.
Harry to be his best friend, and it's just kind of weird. That does do a really that does lead to a really funny joke where Shaggy's wrestling with the puppet. And he's like, "Wait, what am I doing?" I I just really like it because I don't know. There's not as much of this in this show, at least in the first season. But like Shaggy's like witty in the other shows. Like he has wit. Like he has something to say. And this one, he's like more of like a goofball, which it works. But like I don't know. I want him to have more lines like that, and he does get those lines like occasionally, especially in this episode. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. Also, there's the really funny visual gag. You know how like in Scooby Doo they'll go through one door and then appear in another room somehow. Like they do that joke in this episode when the Phantom is chasing Shaggy and Scooby. Like it's so funny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I am torn between this episode just because uh, the Phantom said that he writes the songs for the head scrolls, and I was like, how dare you? How dare you, writers, say that about the Hex Girls? They
Yeah.
write their own. They are girl
Yeah.
bosses.
Yeah. True.
A man writing their songs? What?
Yeah. Yeah, the villain turns out to be
Unbelievable.
like their assistant and he was like a music artist before them and then the manager like dropped him and get the Hex Girls, which I don't know. I mean to be fair, his single Dance in My Pants, that was fucking great. That was a great song.
Yeah.
Dance in my pants, dance in my pants.
I feel like they just could have made like uh, they're like the same like they're both artists under the same label maybe, and they just chose the Hex Girls over him. I feel like
Yeah,
that could have been better,
that
but
could have been better, yeah. Um
that's fine. I guess, but
yeah. Also, I don't know. I This is something I wrote in my notes, which is every straight woman needs a lesbian posse, and that's when the Hex Girls like get Fred out of the room. I feel like that was funny. Uh,
Mhm, mhm.
Also, there's a song in this episode where Daphne sings a song called "Trap of Love." It's really good, and the animation is like weirdly better, but also kind of worse during that segment where like they're like moving and like jittering a bit, dancing. I don't think dancing is the main like thing they do well in this show. They don't know how to draw dancing. Uh,
Uh, yeah, it
yeah,
is.
it's a little weird and jittery, but I like it still. I love this episode, and also the
Mhm.
talk that Daphne and Fred have is just really nice at the end, and Shaggy and Scooby make up too. Uh, Also, Scooby and Fred have a really nice moment where like Fred's like, "Why can't I be cold like other guys?" And just Scooby's like, "Freddie, you're a special boy." It's just so cute. I don't know. I love this episode a lot. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Like I love it.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I put it in A too, just because I do like it. I just wish there was just a little smidge things that were different. But
Yeah,
other
same.
than that,
Yeah,
I do
it's
like growth. I do love the growth.
yeah. I love it. I love it too. But yeah, let's see. Next, yeah. Is there anything else you want to say? Or are we good to move on?
Uh, yeah, I think this was there wasn't any lore in this one, so I think it was
Yeah,
another
there's
filler,
character
but a great
development.
filler. A
Yeah,
great filler.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
character development, and I consider that lore because it's like
Mm, mhm,
the
mhm.
characters' plot lines are advancing at least. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
see.
pretty good.
Yeah. Also, the voice acting in the show is really top notch. Again, like I said before, like it really works super well.
Mhm, mhm. Great
Yeah.
casting. Shout
Yes.
out to the writers.
Yes. Shout out to the
No,
writers. You guys
the
write so well,
yeah.
and the voice actors. Y'all do well too.
Yeah, voice actors.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Next up is the the lovely, the wonderful, the grasp of the gnome.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So this episode takes place at a Ren fair, which is an interesting place for an episode to be.
I love Ren fairs.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, in this episode, a gnome is attacking pirates at a Ren fair, and obviously turning them paralyzed. And obviously the Scooby Gang wants to stop it. I don't know. I think this episode is like the top of C tier, but like I don't know. It's like it's a little better than mid, but besides that, I don't know. Like there's some good parts to it. Like the villain itself is like decently creepy. Like the way that it moves is kind of weird, and like the glowy hands is like creepy. But like the design itself is it's just a gnome. Like it's just a
Uh,
dude.
y- yeah, I did really like the chase scene in the trees and the
Yeah,
little treetop.
the ending chase scene was the best. Like that was the set piece of the episode for sure. It was really good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Uh,
The
how he was paralyzing people, a little scary.
yeah,
Don't
that
like how
was
he knew how to do that.
that was
Uh,
scary. That was scary. Like the people being paralyzed was scary, but yeah, and like the purple glow, that was nice lighting. But yeah, I
mhm.
don't know. I just think he's just a dude. Like he's just a
Yeah.
dude. And that's like the worst part when it's just a person basically. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. I I like him enough as a villain though. That's for sure. Uh let's see. What else is in my notes? The Queen and Jester need to go to therapy. Yeah. Yeah, that's right past me. They do.
uh, yeah, I definitely couples therapy.
Mhm.
Another couple that needs help.
Yeah, this show has a lot of couples that need help. Let's see. I wrote this in my notes, which is it kind of starts more like a sitcom of an episode. Like it's like kind of a sitcom story almost. Like obviously it's more serious than a traditional sitcom story, but it's still like it's just kind of it feels very low stakes because like it's not personal really. Like they don't really know any of the pirates. It's just like
Mhm.
well, besides Shaggy and Scooby, like Shaggy and Scooby dress up as pirates, but yeah, like besides that, yeah,
Then, uh, I can't remember. They're the only two that dressed up, right?
yeah. Fred and Daphne dress up as knight and princess, and then Velma doesn't dress up.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Hmm.
couldn't remember.
Also, Velma's mom is in this episode. The parents the
Mystically.
yes the parents really don't get that much attention except for Velma's mom and somewhat Daphne's mom, but not really. But yeah, Velma's mom gets attention. I love her. She's adorable. She really
Best
wants to
mom.
sell things, but yeah, MILF would smash.
Yes.
Yeah, there's an episode in season 2 where like they go to South America and all the like Velma's mom is like, "Oh, all the men used to hit on me when I was younger." And I'm like, "Girl, I bet they're still hitting on you now."
For real.
Like
Ah,
she's a
she's
hottie.
so cool.
She's so hottie. Like I I would let her hyperfixate to me while we cuddled. Like that's what I'd want with her. Yeah. Um and there are
Yeah,
some fun
sorry,
yeah.
Velma. Push
Yeah.
Velma to the side.
No, no, this version of Velma
Safety's
because she's
mom. Yeah.
17. Velma from the live action movies beats the mom, but yeah. Also, the I fucking I love Also, Skipper makes a cameo in this episode, and I forget the context, but he's like, "Have some medieval clam cakes," and he's just like, "Oh, who am I, kitten?" And it's just like I love Skipper.
I love how they're slowly introducing more of Skipper because he kind of becomes
He
mate
he's like
more more current in the later
yeah
or season 2, he's like
Yeah,
really.
he's more like he
I,
makes more cameos. Yeah, he does give them a plot important MacGuffin in season 2, so there's that. But yeah, excuse me, sorry, but yeah, I don't know. Besides that, this episode just came is just kind of standard. Like, I don't know. It's just like villain does bad things, team investigates, and they eventually stop him. And again, there's the occasional like really good moment, like v- Velma's line of "pirates are just hobos with earrings" is really funny. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
it was okay.
It was okay. It's an okay episode. Again, I'd put it at like personally, I'd put it at like the top of C. That's my opinion of it. Like, I don't know. It's just really much. It's just really there. Let's see. Yeah, again, there's some really funny bits, but besides that, it is just kind of there. Also the fair being like orange and yellow, that's pretty cool design, like color wise, and the bit at the end where Daphne wears like steel bracelets, that's fucking cool. That's a great moment.
Yeah, I mean they give Laura like 5 seconds at the end
Yes.
of
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah, the Velma gets
that's
a
about it.
Velma gets a thing from Mr. E, and it's specifically just like a cutout portion of the paper with Pericles circled. You know, watch out for the parrot. And this has all happened before. Uh, yeah, but yeah, this episode's pretty standard. Also, Sheriff Stone does get a pretty funny line. I believe the medical term is baby legs.
Oh yes, I
Yeah, because the jester turns out to be short. That's the thing. He turns out to be a shorty. Also, he just
yeah.
apparently he just hated his wife. That was the whole plot. Like, bro, get a divorce, get a new job. Like, what the fuck are
I,
you doing?
I know. I was. I didn't. The whole plot of this was just wild. Is unnecessary,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
so unnecessary. Like, bro, go to therapy, get a divorce, and fucking get a new job. Like, does his wife own the fair or like part of it? Like, you could still own the fair and just not be like an actor. You could just hire someone tall to be the court jester. Just hire Shaggy to be a fucking jester, you know? And you could still own the fair. Like, obviously, you'd be divorced and it'd be weird seeing your ex wife there sometimes, but just divorce her, just be in an office, and just enjoy yourself. That's all you need to do.
yeah. I don't get straight couples. Sorry, I just
Oh my god, for
why would
real.
you
Oh my
stay
god.
in a
I
relationship if you hate each other? I
Yeah,
don't get
I
it.
get it. I don't know, like, you know, like I've seen, like I like to watch stand up sometimes, and the worst part of stand up is whenever there's like it's like it's always like how women always like never say what they want. It's like that's just a bad relationship, bro. Fucking get therapy. Like, are you kidding me? Like, oh my god, it's like I have a coworker. Can I just say I have a coworker? She's trying to like woo a guy, and he's just oblivious. And wanna know what I told her?
Oh,
I told her to just fucking be honest. Just say, "Hey, I want to make out with you." Like, fucking, that's all you need to do. All right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just be fucking honest. Anyways, this episode is high C tier. That's my opinion.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Next, you ready to talk about the next one?
Uh, yeah, I another episode.
I'm just gonna
I'm
rank
okay
it
with,
all.
but
I'm just gonna rank it already.
yeah,
D. This is one of the worst episodes of season one.
yeah. Hard watch.
Yeah, it was so hard. And there's nothing in this
Didn't.
episode. There's no really like lore progression. It's more like the only like plot, like character plot that happens is Shaggy and the Shaggy and Velma thing is like happening even more, and like Velma and Scooby are like, okay, you need to pick between us. Like Velma's like, is it me or the dog? And Shaggy avoids it. That's it. That's the only thing. Other than that, there's a monster that's just tearing up things, and this episode is just so hard to watch. Oh my god, it's uh,
Yeah, the
there.
monster's gonna suck. I
Yeah, it's this episode sucks. I'm gonna say it. This episode sucks. And okay, there's there's okay. There was one genuinely funny joke in this episode, which is Mr. E calls them over the radio, right? And he gives a riddle, which is a clue, and then Scooby says, "Rat's writ," and he says, "Yes, rat's writ." It's just the way he says it is so fucking good. I like okay, so I want to talk about Mystery a little bit, because I want to talk about something actually good. But Mr. E in this show is really good. He's like you don't know what he is. Is he like a friend or a foe at first? And like he helps the gang, but he's kind of a dick. And he's like he's revealed to be like the founder of Destroydo Industries, which is a recurring set of bad guys in the
Yeah.
show. And I just love Mr. E. He's voiced by Lewis Black, and Lewis Black is usually a comedian. He plays Anchor in Inside Out. Uh,
Oh.
yeah, it's the same guy. And like I don't know, he's just really creepy in this role. Like in the first episode, he says, "You're all doomed." It's like it's terrifying, and like you can definitely tell he has like egotistical genius vibes about him.
Yeah, I like I really like Mr. E. I
Me
think
too.
really good overall villain.
Yeah, he's a good villain. I'd argue, like in this he's not a villain or a hero. He's just like a force that
Yeah.
and I'd argue that the villain of season one really is kind of Mayor Jones. We'll get to that later, but like yeah,
Yes.
he's the villain of this season. But yeah, there's this episode's hard to watch because mostly about Scooby and Shaggy are kind of fighting and bickering, and Velma's like pick me or the dog, and like the monsters aren't really anything. They're just kind of like gorillas basically. They're like gorillas with humanoid heads. That's all they really are.
Uh, yeah, just two brothers fighting.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Wow.
If this
Wow.
was a good episode, like I will say, the foreshadowing is nice. Like all the signs and like like the things on the radio. It's like Max Minner, and Max Minner Insurance. Get Max Minner, like that. That's nice foreshadowing. But like it just doesn't fucking matter. It sucks. And also, like, just nothing happens. Nothing happens in this episode. Like it is filler, but it's not fun filler. There's no music like the in the Hex Girls episode, and there's no epic chase scene like in the K Horrifico episode. But yeah, there's just nothing. I'm just gonna put it in. Yeah, just D. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I fucking hate this episode. Yeah.
Ugh.
Uh, I okay. There's one more thing I will talk about, which is one funny joke from Shaggy. This is one of his actually funny, witty lines, which is the sheriff shows a drawing of like their plan to encase the monsters in a giant stadium, but inst- and then Shaggy says, "You're gonna make a giant salad." Yeah. Anyways, yeah, sucks. One of the worst episodes. Uh, but next up, we have Night Howl of the Fright Hound, which is one of the fucking best
Yes.
episodes. I'm gonna rank it. This is like top of A tier. It's so fucking good. Fuck it. I might put no. I'm gonna put it top of A tier. I might change it to S tier, but yeah, top of A tier.
Yeah, I monster terrifying.
Yes,
Uh,
terrifying. It's
lore
yes,
beautiful.
the lore is beautiful. Yes, I like. I
Plot finally there.
yeah,
Something.
it's something. Yeah, like here's the plot. So the plot is that uh there's a fright hound that attacks a prison of some kind, and eventually it attacks the touring bus that Velma's mom owns, and people all think it's Scooby. So within the first like act of the episode, Scooby gets taken away to animal jail, and that's serious. That's plot stakes for the gang to go find him. The pacing is perfect. There's no like filler really. Like everything has a purpose. Like they go from scene to scene to scene to scene, and it works. It works really well. Uh, yeah, I love this episode so much. Uh, like this is the first episode where the monster genuinely fucking scared me. Like I was terrified. I was like, oh my fucking god, that howl.
I
Like I'm thinking
I'd
about it, I'm
probably
getting
lay down and
goosebumps.
let it like eat me because I couldn't outrun that.
Yeah. Dom Vor?
Like,
Question
well,
mark.
I guess this is it. I guess this is how I die.
Guess I'll die.
I'm not fighting that. That's
Fuck that. But Scooby does. This is one of the best hero moments for Scooby.
Uh,
Scooby fucking gets like a machine and fucking pile drives that thing. I love that.
yes,
He runs this
Scooby.
thing over. I love it. Yeah, it turns out to be a robot, which like even though it's shown to be a robot, it's even more terrifying because it's just a Terminator reference, and also the music is very Terminator y. It's it's so good. Like yeah, the lore is great because this is the first showing of Professor Pericles, and it's established that Professor Pericles, something happened with him, and the kids went away, and everyone blames him, the missing kids, and he was the mascot of the Mystery Inc. from the 80s. Also, okay, one lore important thing that happens in the last episode is that they establish themselves as Mystery Inc., the gang. So I'll call them that sometimes. But yeah, Pericles was part of the old Mystery Inc., and he is just terrifying. He's a terrifying villain. He is a German bird, and he just speaks so calmly and so diminutively. He's just like, hello, Kinder. Like it's so creepy. Like he just sounds terrifying. And also the joke with like the guard being like, "I'll deal with you later." Will you now? No.
I love Professor
I
Pericles.
love him.
I love his voice.
His voice, yeah. It's if he read me a bedtime story, I think I'd be more frightened. Yeah. Good night, moon. Yeah. Uh yeah, and also yeah, also this episode shows that Shaggy, he just fucking loves Scooby. He loves Scooby so much, and I don't know, like he's so happy to see him again. And he picks Scooby over Velma, which is the right decision. Good on you, Shaggy. Fuck that
I know.
relationship. Fuck you. And also, yeah, Velma is is
Yeah,
distraught
sorry
over
for my
this.
foot.
Yeah, and she's like, the boy I love chooses a dog over me. And Fred does have a really funny line, which is mean, but it's unintentional. He's like, great, glad that's all settled. uh, I love Fred. Yeah, I just love this episode. But yeah, Pericles is such a good villain. He's the main villain of season two. Like a lot of this stuff happens because of him, and he is kind of
Mhm.
he is teased as the villain of season two at the end of this season. But yeah, I love him. He's great. Yeah. Yeah, the monster's terrifying, and like what the villain wants makes sense. At least like, she like her son was made fun of by Mystery Inc., so she wants to kill them. You know, it's kind of basic and kind of stupid and illegal, but like
Yeah,
I understand it. She's mad. She's mad, and she cares
that's
about her
valid.
kid.
Valid.
Yeah, you know,
I
good
would do
mom,
the same.
good mom, good mom. But yeah, that happens, and the lore thing happens of Professor Pericles escaping. He escapes from the animal jail, so he's at large. Yeah, the robotic cry was scary. Yeah, and yeah, I just
Yeah, another smart person just
yeah,
sitting in Crystal Cove, just
mm-hmm, yeah, yeah. I'd say the one fault of this episode is I'd say like the one fault is that it's not as funny as the other episodes, but because it's serious, I don't mind because it's just so well written. So I don't mind that. And there are some funny
Mhm.
moments, like Velma just saying, "Are you whack?" Yeah. And also, there's the lore kind of hint of Professor Pericles saying to Fred, "You should be careful of those who are close to you." Yeah. Also, yeah, and also he foreshadows the Curse of Crystal Cove, which has been foreshadowed a bit throughout this series. And also, Mr. E knows that Professor Pericles escapes. So, yeah, that's the lore. Anyways, A tier, love it. Near perfect.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Are you ready to talk about the next episode?
Yes.
Uh, I didn't like this one that much. I'm just gonna rank it. I think this is worse than Gatorsburg.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was really confused because she's really pretty.
Yeah, okay, so the villain's
Like
plan in
what?
this okay, so this is the villain's plan of this episode. She dresses up as a vampire and uses her acrobat skills to steal ingredients to a potion, which she thinks will make youth juice. And it turns out to be a fake in like a gag magazine, but she thinks it's real. And, she's jealous of her friend who is Daphne's mom, because she looks old. And you know what? Yes, she does look like an older woman. That is true. But guess what? Older women are fucking hot. Like, if she would have if she waits like 10 years and have it be the year of our Lord and Savior, 2023 or
Mhm.
2024, whatever. She would have waited like 10 years. She would have fucking found someone by now. Just find a Twinkie male to dominate. Like, bro, you are a hottie. You got muscle. You got fucking you got a scowl that's hot as fuck.
I know she could have went like Morticia route and like
Yeah,
been a nice like goth baddie.
exactly. She had
Like
so much
what?
potential. I will say the vampire costume and stuff itself and voice, it's not that scary. Like, it is interesting to see a bald female vampire. That's nice that she doesn't have hair. But
Mhm.
yeah. Besides that, yeah, it's just really stupid. And also, this follows up from the events of the last episode. The gang just kind of breaks up at this point. They just go their separate ways, and I really hate that. It's like they get back together the next episode, so it doesn't even fucking matter. But yeah, yeah,
Just
this
kidding, guys.
yeah, Jk, funny prank. But yeah, there's not really much to this episode. Uh,
Oh, I mean, I like the garden. The garden was really pretty.
yeah, the garden is used in other episodes way better though.
Mhm.
Let's see. Yeah, comedy's not that good. Villain's not that good. There's not really much lore. There's some funny lines like Velma saying "You mean poo" is funny to me, and apparently a place just being called Trap Mart is funny. And, and fucking Daphne saying she hates things she doesn't have to pay for.
Yeah, I, I, yeah, Daphne's mom just,
I'm not
what was
gonna.
she doing way at the end?
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
no,
under.
yeah,
Just
no, no.
random. She's so random.
No, she's studying for night school. Apparently, that's why she was being weird and sussy. Uh,
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's the villain saying she has the skin of a teenager. Like, I don't. That's bad, bro. Like, I'd want the skin of a young adult, not a teenager. specifically because teenager implies like 17, and that's not legal.
Y- Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think she looks her age for sure, but
yeah.
I
I don't know. She
uh,
I like
it's
if I
kind of
want to,
weird.
yeah. If when I become 60, I want to look 60. You know, like I want to look good 60, but like I don't want to look like a fucking teenager at 60. That would suck.
Would be kind of awkward.
Yeah, it would. It wouldn't be great.
I mean, unless you're like an actor, you can get paid for like big
Y-
roles, but
yeah,
average Joe,
yeah.
uh, you're
This
gonna
is
stick
one of
out.
the. Can I mention something weird from the Marvel comics?
Yeah.
Like this is one of the weirdest pieces of writing. So there's a I forget her name, but there's a oh, it's Mystique. In the X-Men
Oh.
comics, there's the character Mystique, and she's a shapeshifter, right? And there's
hmm
one
hmm
issue where she's having sex with Spider-Man, and you know, Spider-Man's like, "Oh, this feels so good," and yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I can shapeshift it to make it feel like a teenager," and I'm just like,
Aw.
"Ew, no, 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 no."
No
Yeah,
way. Wait, is that
that's what it says.
official
Shapeshift
like release? What?
official. I'm not
Oh,
joking. Yeah.
that's oh.
Yeah. Anyways, secret serum goes in C tier, bottom of C tier. I fucking don't like it that much.
You.
Yes. Anyways, anyways. Let's see what else. I guess there's nothing else to say. Uh, Velma saying goodnight, Norville. That's how I feel about this episode.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is okay. It's
it's fine. It's fine, but I just don't care. Uh, you ready to talk about the next one?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So,
So
Shrieking Madness.
oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I
Okay. Go.
my
Speak your
love.
truth. Speak your. Uh, oh, of course you're in love with the
Woo!
tentacle hentai monster.
No, no, no. Professor Hatecraft. I love
Oh,
him.
Hatecraft. Okay, yeah, I
Sorry,
love
sorry, sorry, sorry,
Hatecraft.
sorry.
You're good. You're good. But no, it's okay. I love Hatecraft. Okay, so Hatecraft is the is a side character this episode. He shows up a few times later, but Hatecraft is obviously parody of Lovecraft. He makes the book Shargar Gothicon, the beast that hath no name, and he just is just a sad little twink of a man. He has a goatee and a really
I
bad
want
haircut.
him.
Uh, yeah, yeah, but yeah, the story of this episode, yeah, the gang's broken up, and they're just looking at Darrow University. Oh, I didn't even mention. So in the very first episode of the show, there's a lot of mentions to things. There's mentions to the conquistadors. There's mentions the the to the Darrow mansion. There's mentions to the monks that came to Crystal Cove and the sinking of the city. There's a lot of things referenced that are referenced later in the city in the show. But yeah, anyways, yeah, they go to Darrow Mansion, Darrow University in this episode, and yeah, they fight a Cthulhu looking monster, and like the chanting in the music is a really nice touch. I like that.
hmm
Yeah,
I I like the monster. It's pretty
yeah,
cool.
the monster's decent. I like it. I like it enough. Where like I will say, I think the power set of the monster is cool. Like there's not really many Scooby Doo monsters that have like sound as a power.
hmm
Yeah, it's just really cool. Let's see. Let's see what else are in my notes. Let's see. The villain's cool. It's not really that funny, but yeah, again, there's occasionally really some funny like jokes, like the visual gag, the Blake Family Center for Self-Named Buildings. Uh, and also, yeah, yeah, that's and also, this isn't some reality show. Yeah. Also, Harlan Edison had a thing for Velma's mom. She gets the most amount of game out of anyone in this series.
She is the Stacy's mom.
Yes, Velma's mom has got it
It's got
going
it
on.
going on.
She's all I want, and I waited for so long. Yeah, but yeah. Also the burger place just being called Campus Burger is really funny. Also, can I just say the burgers on my campus fucking suck so much.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, the the story itself is kind of meh, but pacing is
Mhm.
decent. I like the monster a lot. Like, yeah, it's really cool, and I don't know it. I like when they explore Hatecraft's house. I feel like that's a cool moment.
I love his house.
Yeah, his house is creepy, and also him just watching the TV, which is actually foreshadowing to the end of the episode, is a neat touch.
Uh, Yeah, does hmm does oh, what's his name? Oh no, I forgot the name of him. It's
Hatecraft,
the
Harlan Edison.
no no S- Shaggy and Scooby's like horror film
Oh, Vincent
actor.
Van Gogh.
Yes, Vincent Van Gogh. That's it. I Are they ever seen together? Because I feel like they would make a pretty cool uh power
Yeah,
duo.
Vincent Van Gogh in Sugar Gothicon the movie. I hath no name. Yeah, no, I don't think that happens. But yeah, also them going through the mansion while the rain is happening is a nice touch, and the fight at the end actually has a really cool moment where like Shaggy and Scooby go around and basically tackle the monster while he's being distracted. And I feel like that's a nice touch.
Mm,
Yeah. Also, with the monster's power set, with him just like using a supersonic speaker, basically, you could damage someone's hearing or possibly shatter their brain with sound that's loud enough.
yeah, he was full on moving cars and stuff.
Yeah, like that
He
shit.
was
That's a lot of fucking sound. Like you'd cause a sonic explosion.
I like how he said that he also used like real tentacles for the mask.
Yeah, he's just
Imagine that on your face.
ugh, it must be gross. I hope he showers after that.
I
Yeah,
mean dedication, but
yeah. Also, yeah. Also, in my notes, I gotta say, like, the gang does get back together by the end of this episode. I think probably that
yeah.
because they were just like, ah, this plotline sucks. But I'm not gonna lie. I think in the first live action Scooby Doo movie, they do that plot line a lot better, where the gang is split up and gets back together.
Yeah. Uh, there's a couple movies where they kind of uh
Yeah, it's a little bit of that in
separate,
Zombie
but
Island as well, but it's not like on bad
yeah.
terms. Yeah, it's like they come together like what they think is one last time, but then they're like, oh, I guess we should stay together, huh, gang? Yeah, but yeah, this episode is pretty good. I like the lighting. I like the music. It's not really that funny, but that's fine. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, uh, oh yeah. Also, they reference Happy Tapioca, which do you know what that is?
Yeah, I had to like search that up.
Yeah, that's yep. They can't do that to Fred. He's only 17.
Uh, I don't know. I just want to talk with the writers. I just want to have a little
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, bro. Like writers,
Just,
can we have a talk? Let's not do these things to these characters, okay? Okay.
hey, who thought this was a good
Yeah. Do you know that meme of the old man being like, "What the hell is even that?"
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I feel about some of the writing decisions. Okay. Anyways, I'd put this episode in B tier.
Woo!
It's better than Alice May, that's for sure.
Yeah.
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 Uh, Also, one last thing before we go on to the next episode, which is that yeah, as was foreshadowed earlier in the episode, the gang gets a big chest that's full of a bunch of information that's like based, as
Oh,
they
yes.
say, the history of the entirety of Crystal Cove. Yeah, but yeah,
Nice
that's
little treat at the end.
yeah, it's like a nice little hey, we got something for you. Yeah, but yeah, that's that. Here, we'll review the cicada episode, and then like I'll just like we'll do a check in and see like how we're feeling.
Hmm.
Yeah, because this is the halfway point of season one. But yeah, uh, next is when cicada calls, which I think this is possibly the creepiest imagery in any episode because it's just a bunch of cicadas surrounding someone and like getting in their nose and their mouth and eyes. It's someone with like arachnophobia. I think it's kind of creepy. Like if I had a fear of cicadas, I would fucking scream at this episode.
Yeah, I this episode was kind of sad for me. Like I feel like the villain was justified in
Yeah,
her
she's
actions.
really justified. So the villain of this is like it's a giant cicada monster, and it's like a cicada made of cicadas. It's like a swarm, and then you realize it's the grandma who makes moonshine, the moonshine chips, and she got bought out by Destroido, which this is actually the first episode that has Destroido, which is like the evil company that Mr. E runs and does a lot of polluting and other bullshit. Uh, yeah, she gets screwed over by them and then tries to destroy it from the inside out. Also, this is a thing that they never mention. Like when the villain gets defeated, why can't they just use the costume and things that they have as like props for like tourist trapping?
Yeah, I
Yeah, like think about it. Like
hmm.
why can't they just like keep the cicadas and the technology she used and just fake it, you know? And like people visiting won't care. Like I mean people even some people visiting that know it's fake are still going to do it cuz they think it's cool.
Yeah, maybe Mrs. Dinkley does it. She'll like add a whole
Like
little
yeah, I mean she has like the
addition
museum
to
of
her shop.
like she has like the museum that has all the things like the space kook and the Luna ghost.
Maybe she'll like expand her shop. We just don't see that.
Maybe.
That would be kind of cool though.
I wish she'd expand onto my shop. Yeah, I'll be here all night, folks. Anyways, yeah, I think this episode was decent. I liked it. I think this is my favorite B episode so far. I'm gonna rank it actually. Just put it in B. I think it's really good. I love the yeah the villain is pretty decent. The voice is terrifying and the like cicada swarm is scary. I think the actual look of the monster being like CG looks pretty dated.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird,
Yeah. And this
but
was like 2012, 2013, and there was good CGI at the time. There was the Ninja Turtle show at the time. Uh
mm-hmm.
yeah, and that had really good CGI and like some of the monsters in that show looked really scary, so I don't know what happened here. Uh yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh
think I don't I know Ben 10 had like an episode of like
n-
bugs flying around like a person. I'm
uh
not sure if
yeah, that
which
there
one
was a
came
villain.
first.
There it was Ben 10 that did it first cuz Ben 10 was in the
Okay,
2000s.
because they did a really good job with that one.
Yeah. So I think to be fair, for the most part that was 2D animated.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if it was, 2D. Also, the ladies finding the hippie teacher hot is a really weird subplot. Like, I always find it weird when it's like in like media when like a character that's like a minor finds an adult hot. Like obviously that happens in real life, but it's like when it's when like like the plot of the show isn't like okay, this is a quick crush that's gonna go away, or like okay, this character is weird for doing this and it's not right. Like it's not like that. It's always
Mm.
like oh look at them, they're having a crush, how sweet. It's like no, stop them, no. Yeah. Also,
Yeah, kind of icky, kind of icky. Didn't
yeah,
didn't like that part.
yeah,
They could have left that out.
yeah. Also,
They didn't have to put that in.
also Freddy gets jealous, which is interesting. And at the end of the episode, which is actually really sweet, Freddy goes on a date with Daphne, and it's really cute.
Oh well, yeah.
They go to the trap
We
museum.
like to see growth. Yeah. Somewhat. Freddy's doing his best.
Yeah,
I feel like, and
I I I feel like if Freddy and Daphne were watching like a schmaltzy romance movie, he'd be like, "Look, if he really just wanted to get her attention, he'd put flowers out there. Oh, Freddy, that's sweet, and then lay a trap out. Okay, yeah, but also there's a weird subplot of Velma kind of hating Scooby because I guess he's still
oh
her boyfriend,
yeah.
but like, it does get resolved in a later episode, which is nice. Uh, but yeah, there's yeah. Let's see. Also, I put in my notes the mayor would sacrifice 5 children's lives just to make profit. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Even Ed Machine is attacked by the monster, which that's kind of like creepy. Like even he's not safe from this fucking thing.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is like a pretty standard episode, but it actually works. Like it works to its strengths because it's just so like it's so loving to the formula and not like tired. Like it's not tired. It's like okay, we're gonna do some more standard Scooby Doo and add some nice things at the end of like Freddy going on a date and all that stuff. Like that's sweet.
I like how we get more background of or like an introduction to Destroido.
Yeah, Sam.
So one of the villains we get to see who's deeply affected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was
Uh,
also Grandma Moonbeam.
yeah, Grandma,
Free
she's
her,
sweet.
free her.
Free hair. Also, this is a plot hole I noticed, which is like the swarm of cicadas, like they like they'll go in and out, weave in and out, and then like form into the giant cicada. But it's shown that like they're around her, right? Like
Hmm.
how does she form? Does she just like hide and then like then like pop out and then the cicadas rejoin on her? Like how the fuck does she do that?
Uh, yeah.
And like, or wouldn't it be smarter if she just never did that? Like, just have the cicadas be on their own?
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh. Anyways, yeah. Otherwise, I like this episode. I put it at the top of B. B for Bicada.
Okay.
Where would you rank it?
Probably B. I Episode was nice. I do like the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Monster, I didn't feel on it much, but
Fair enough.
I think B is justified just
Mm,
to
yeah.
get the show going. It was
Yeah.
I
Hel-
like it.
Hello. Yes, I agree. Hello, Ibitha. Okay. So we're halfway through season one. Do you want to stop here and do another stream at a later date, or do you want to finish season one this stream?
Uh, I am good to keep going.
Yeah, same. I just want to make
Hmm.
sure. I want to make sure you are okay doing this.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Anyways, since we are halfway done, let's take a 5 minute intermission so we can go pee.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I would be right back. Stick around, folks. We're gonna come back right back. Just give us 5 minutes. Hello, I have returned. Seems Dom is not back yet. I get to scare him.
I back.
Hi, back. Nice to meet you. All right. Okay. Now we're on to the next episode. I think this is one of the best episodes, and I think this is my favorite
Yes.
filler episode, the Mystery Solver State Finals Club. I'm going to rank it. I'd put this at the back of A. Uh,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah. So in this episode, Scooby gets sick, and they can't go to the Mystery Solver Finals, and it's a dream episode, so it's not canon. There's no anything to it, and that's a knock against it, that there's no like lore significance in any way. There's no character development, nothing. But uh, it is a really nice episode. So this is a big Hanna Barbera reference. It's Scooby and the gang. It's first off, it's drawn in a '70s style. Like the art style changes, and I love it. Like looking at it, like you realize how much the characters' designs have actually changed within this series.
Hmm. The OG Scooby is back,
Yes. Uh,
and
also,
it's so nice.
Fred's face shape changed, and also Velma didn't have a bow, and just a bunch of stuff. Uh, like, it just looks it's so neat that they did this art style change. And let's see, yeah, there's yeah, there's a bunch of references to other Hanna Barbera shows because Hanna Barbera had a bunch of teens in a vehicle with a talking sidekick.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, and the plot of this episode is that Lord Infernicus breaks into the event and he uh, kidnaps all the humanoids and leaves the sidekicks to try to solve the mystery. And Lord Infernicus is such a fucking fun villain. He's just a skull that can float and fly and is on fire. He's a skeleton that can do all that, and I love him. He his voice kind of reminds me of the villain from Scooby Doo 2, the movie, like Mystery Incorporated. Like he sounds like that guy.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, I loved him. Uh, Also, I loved the twist that it was the Funky Phantom and how the Funky Phantom was like sick of being a sidekick, and it's like this is like Scooby's dark future if he wasn't a good boy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I I really like this episode. Definitely top five for sure, just because they brought back, the OG Scooby drawn. Uh
Mm-hmm.
Made my kid heart really happy.
Yeah.
And
Same.
just Scooby being uh I guess getting his own little episode,
Yeah.
because he's been
It's
kind of
it's kind of
put
a
to the
reverse
side.
of the Fright Hound because like in the Fright Hound he's gone within the first act, and his friends save him. But then in this one, his friends are gone within the first act, and he has to save them.
Hmm. Scooby gets to be the one hero. I
Yeah.
like it.
So do the other sidekicks like Dune Buggy and uh, the Shark and the Caveman.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Caveman.
Captain Caveman. Yeah. This episode has a lot of slapstick, but it really works within this episode. Like how the caveman just blocks the shark over and over, and he says, "Thanks, I feel much better." Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Also, there's just some funny quips like, "Who died and put you in charge?" Um. Also, this is weird. This is a weird detail I noticed. So the principal of the school is a character in this episode. I don't think she
oh
shows up in the
yeah.
actual show itself ever, but she shows up in here, and oh my god, she's a hottie. Like pre confidence and post confidence. Like she's a hottie either way.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, Also, one of her lines to Angel is kind of gay. She says, "You're very robust for a woman."
Hmm.
Yeah. I just really like this episode. It's really charming. This is the most charming episode of the whole series. I'd say.
Yeah, like there's uh, just a nice little feel good episode.
Hmm. Also, this is like an episode where like I don't know. So you know how like other Scooby will obviously pay homage to itself a lot, and like there's a show after this like Guess Who and Scooby Doo, and it's like new special
Hmm.
guest each episode, and like that's parroting, sorry, not parroting, like a sequel to the when Scooby Doo like did stuff with like the Harlem Globetrotters and stuff, right? And
Mhm.
like in that show, they play all the tropes very straight, like. And in this one,
Mm.
like they have some of the tropes, but it feels like it's a nice mix of old and new. Like there's silly Hanna Barbera funness, but also there's like a new sense of writing and modernicity to it. Like, and also like Lord Infernicus is a very like decently scary villain. Like his voice, and also the fact that he just sets so much shit on fire. Like,
Just for fun.
yeah.
Just having a good time.
Yeah. Also, the implication that he was a stand-up character that went badly. Like, I think he could be a really funny stand-up character if he's like Lord of hell or something, and then like he just like
Mm.
gets callbacks from like his attorney Dennis or something, and he's just like, yeah, the big guy's mad at you again. For what? What did I do? I think that would be funny. I'll write Lord Infernicus. I'll make him funny. Uh, Also the music in this episode is really 70 inspired, and I love it.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah, and Angel's here. I love Angel.
Angel, she's
Yeah,
back.
she back. Yeah, this is just it's a nice throwback. Also, how can Lord Infernicus drive when he's on fire? Wouldn't the wheel just melt?
Uh, um, I'm gonna say he has uh telepathy. No, it's
Telepathy.
he can he's got mage hand. He
He's
just
mage. No, his hands is on the fucking wheel. Like, okay, I could believe that maybe the steering wheel is like fire immune, but what about the fucking seat that he's in? Would he just burn through?
it's maybe he coats the whole car in like fireproof potion. And
Fireproof potion?
I don't.
Potion?
Yeah, I don't. I I'm trying so hard to pull logic, but I can't.
Fireproof potion. Tom, I love you, buddy. I missed you.
Oh, fire resistance. That's it. Sorry.
Fire
I
resistant. Yeah. Oh, that makes it
yeah.
100% better. Yeah. Yeah. Uh huh. Okay. Um. Okay. But yeah, it's a dream episode. All's well that ends well. This is A tier for sure.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. Let's see. Um. Yeah. Are we good to go to the next episode?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the Wild Broods. I like this episode. I think it's good. Uh, I There's some stuff that this episode does, which is really nice. Like the monsters at first, like they're just normal. Like they're just people. Like they don't do anything
Mhm.
villainous. Like they're punks, but they don't do anything bad. Like I like that about this episode. That they're just like orcs doing orc things. And then there is like one orc that like does villainous stuff, but he's not affiliated with them technically. So yeah, like I like that this shows like okay, they're not even like villains in this episode, and I like that about them. They're they're just really charming, and they got like a 1950s kind of swag to them.
Honestly, I well, you know what? I feel like the villain is justified.
I
Maybe
I
well,
His plan
okay,
is so
well,
stupid. I don't know, like why
yeah,
not steal the video game machine instead of blowing it up?
yeah, uh,
I he's he's really not justified. Like, yeah, he was made fun of. I feel kind of bad for him, but like he breaks into a place, steals Velma and Scooby so she can hack into stuff, attempts to murder both of them, gets on the train, takes out a bunch of staff, blows up the bridge so that they will, you know, A bunch of shit will go wrong, and
Yeah,
tries to start his own career from there.
I feel like he should have just like destroyed it. Just been like,
Yeah,
haha, in your faces, and then
yeah.
but
Also, hi, David. Thank you for the raid. This is my friend, Dreaming Dragon.
hello, hello.
Yes. He's also a bisexual motherfucker.
Real and valid.
Yeah. Yeah, he's my brother in arms. Love you, David. Everybody go give David a follow. Very cool guy. This is my guest Dom. Everybody go give Dom a follow. Very sweet dude.
Hello.
Hello.
Please
Sweet.
watch Scooby Doo.
Yeah, we watched Scooby Doo Mystery Inc. Now we're talking about the Wild Broods episode. Yeah, I like these guys. The villain, yeah, is kind of stupid, but again, they make fun of his plan for being stupid at least. So yeah, I think that's what justifies it. If they make a joke about it, then it's fine.
I mean, it was a good episode where Velma and Scooby finally bonded
Yeah,
a bit.
they bonded. I like that
You
moment
know,
where she says, I have the chance to get with my boyfriend again, but I care about you, Scooby. Like Velma has sensitivity, and I like that. Like it shows that she has a sensitivity to her, and it's really beautiful, genuinely.
uh, good, another good growth episode.
Yeah, it also Fred has some growth where like he shows sensitivity too, and like like he gets jealous that like like Daff is kind of like in the Wild Brood's leader, and then he shows feelings, and he admits when he's wrong. Like at one point, like he tries to like stop the bad guy himself, but he fails, and the others help him, and he's like, yeah, that was my mistake. Like that's really, I don't know, that's like growth of him. Yeah. uh
I
Also,
do like the gang. That's pretty nice.
yeah, the Wild Broods gang is fun. The let's see, sorry. Let's see what else. Um, let's see. Oh, they use the term "your kind" to refer to the Wild Broods, which yeah, that didn't age well.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah,
They do that quite a bit through the series.
yeah,
They're a little better. Season 2.
yeah. Uh, let's see. Also the line from also this episode doesn't have that much funny humor in it, but there's one line from the sheriff that got me, which is, uh, "I'm in a closet. There are a lot of shoes in here." I love Sheriff Bronson Stone. Yeah. Mr. E makes an episode cameo, like voice wise. It's weird. Uh, yeah. Also,
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. Also, this episode has pretty good pacing. Like, there's barely any like bullshit to it. Like, for the most part, everything has like a point. Uh,
Yeah, it, mm, I feeling I feel bad for, but at the same time, how dare he? But it was also good because I'm trying to justify him, but
you can't justify him. Maxwell's a stupid idiot.
I know
You just like him
I'm
because he's
trying
a
to think like
nerd.
uh, I'm like maybe if I was in the position, I guess I don't know.
I You can't help but give
I
up on
probably just
him.
don't. I know. I
I Why are you trying to help the characters that have the stupidest plots? Is it because
I
is it
don't know.
because you find
I
them
feel
cute?
bad.
Be honest.
I guess maybe I kind of yeah. I do like nerds. It's
Gay, 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 homosexual, gay.
I uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, uh, yeah, this episode's good. I'd put it at like the middle of B tier. It's better than like most of the B tiers so far. I think it's not as good as the first episode of the series or the cicada. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The train scene's really fun though. That's a fun chase scene. Yeah.
It's a pretty good episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode. I like it. Uh, I'm yeah, you ready to talk about Where Walks Aphrodite?
I the uh yeah, that was a little weird for me. I
Uh,
mean,
what was
I
weird about it? What was weird about it to you?
uh concept villain wise, I I mean it was good. I mean it worked well for her overall, but I mean I like how we get Pericles back and Scooby is again, big guy in charge. I I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it.
That's very fair. Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, it's all right. I understand where you could have some problems with this episode, and I'll admit that this episode has some shortcomings, mostly in the comedy, whereas like it's not really that much of a funny episode. Like there's the occasional like little silly thing here, but it's not really that funny. I think where this episode shines really brightly though is in its villain and like other elements. So the villain is Aphrodite, and it's a really horrific looking lady who infatuates people with love and turns them into love zombies essentially. And like that's a really scary sight. Like seeing the town like infatuated and the music swelling with orchestral things. It's like corrupt love song almost. Aphrodite herself is not really that scary. Like she's just kind of like a grotesque looking woman with like a kind
Yeah.
of Karen voice. Uh, Green came out the side of your middle fingernail. What the fuck, David? Are you okay? I
Huh?
did like pus come out of your fingernail? Yeah, my friend David who rated me said green came out of my fingernail. That's you should probably go to hospital, buddy. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, uh,
I hope you're okay.
yeah. Anyways, the I gotta say the music of this episode, yeah, it's great. The xylophone kind of theme, like when the football game happens, and like da 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 da. That theme is really creepy. I really like
Mm,
it. Uh, Also, yeah, it's another episode where Scooby saves people with the help of
yay.
Pericles, as you said. Pericles comes back, and it's interesting to see him like in a role where he like helps out, even if it's not entirely selfless. Uh, and yeah. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Dissociation. Okay, but yeah, there's that. Pericles helps, and it's revealed that yeah, he just betrays the team, and this is when the team actually officially meets Ed Machine, like they meet him in person, and he says I'm a associate of Mr. E's, and yeah, Mr. E and Pericles seem to be in some sort of rivalry. The ranking goes pretty good, but yeah, and yeah, Mr. Professor Pericles says I got the map and this and that. Your move, Mr. E.
Mm.
And more mentions of like the curse and the treasure that's underneath Crystal Cove, and it's like, what does it all mean? And I don't know. I like the building mystery in this.
It is scary. Another, really smart person
Yes,
just
more.
sitting in Crystal
So
Cove.
many smart people. Like, damn, this is fucking genius capital or something.
I know. I completely forgot how all of them are just sitting around. Just, you know what? I think it's my turn to take over Crystal Cove.
Yeah, I mean, the villain does have a sad backstory where she got made fun of and basically like pulled a Carrie almost.
Yeah, I did like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of classic like references to horror like movies in this show, like like the Terminator dog reference in Howl of the Fright Hound, and other stuff like that. Let's see. What else is in this episode? Yeah. Uh, apparently, Angel is frightened at Professor Pericles for reasons unknown. Let's see. There's Yeah, the story itself is really good because it's like immediately there's a threat, and it's like threat to Scooby where his friends are taken over, and the town itself is taken over. So there's personal stakes and world stakes, and also the pacing is really good. There's no filler of any kind. Every moment matters, and also there's just some really sweet moments here, like Fred just being like, "I don't need a love potion to care about you," is really sweet, and the Shaggy just being like, "Yep, let's forget it," and Velma looking sad is kind of sad.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I just like this episode a lot. I personally I would put it. Uh, it is below Fright Hound and the Phantom, but I put it in A tier. Me personally, I know that you probably feel more mixed about this.
Yeah. I I mean, I did like it, but
Where would you rank it? Be honest with me, Dom. I need honesty.
uh, I mean, you know what? I would put it in B just because I do like Scooby.
Yeah, Scooby's a good boy in this episode. He's such a
I
brave character. He's the bravest character in this whole show.
also Professor Pericles. I like whenever he's like on the screen. So
Yeah, he's like the most captivating like villain for sure. All right, but yeah, that's where walks Aphrodite. Okay, let's see how many we have left. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. All right, we have 10 left. Are you ready? Final 10.
home stretch, home
Home
stretch.
stretch, home stretch. Okay. So yeah, I mean some of these will like be talked about less than the others. Like the one about the wizards and the fishmen are probably going to get less talking, but yeah. Anyways, but next up we do have an important episode lore wise. This one is about uh, Darrow Mansion. This episode is Escape from Mystery Manor, and God, I really like this episode a lot. I think this is maybe my favorite B tier. I'm gonna put in just rank it. I'm gonna put it in B. Where would you rank it?
Uh I really like this episode a lot.
Where Yeah, where
I
would you
mean, it
rank
was
it? Tell me. Tell me.
but I probably I honestly put it in A
Oh, fair.
just because
Honestly,
it
fair.
I lore I love it.
Yes.
It was pretty sad
Yeah,
for the
I
little
felt so
boy.
bad. Danny Darrow. Okay, so
Like
yeah, okay. The lore of this, the plot of this episode, it starts with a flashback. Actually, it a family is fighting over what looks like a golden pizza slice. It's a piece of the planispheric disk, but we don't know that yet. We just know it's a piece of a treasure, and the yeah the kids get the kids go try to explore the Darrow Mansion, which is underneath Darrow University, and yeah, Danny. They meet Danny Darrow, who is who's the little boy in the flashback, and like that was from like a flashback from like the 40s, I think, and so like he's probably like a gross looking like 40 to 50-year old hobgoblin now.
he's a little
Yeah, he's
he's
old.
like Golem. He's
Yeah, he's fucking creepy. Yeah, he looks terrifying. Like he has old man beard and like
his
like
eyes
gray
terrify
skin.
me.
His eyes. Yeah, he looks like a hobgoblin and uh yeah, like he basically yeah, he like torments the gang with traps, which Fred loves. He loves that. And it's so cute like watching him be like, "Oh man, this reminds me of another trap that this guy tried to make." Like that's so cute.
I love it because that whole time he's doing it, him and like Daphne are like in danger.
Yeah, Daphne's like, "Fred, are you gonna save me?"
He's just like gushing as like water filter on them.
Yeah. Also, yeah. The thing with this episode is he thinks it's the original Mystery Inc. And then like when he gets captured, he explains that they like explored like back when they were still in a gang, and he um booby trapped this whole place again just in case they came back, and then the new gang came, and by the end of the episode, he has a kind of harrowing death where the mansion starts to crumble due to all the traps being set off, and he gives him the piece of the planispheric disk, and uh, they escape barely with it in hand. And yeah, I love this episode. The story is really interesting because again, it's really personal. Like the gang want to solve this mystery, and they get hounded by this guy, and the pacing is just perfect. Again, it's point to point to point, and I'd say the only faults of this episode really are the villain and the comedy. Like comedy wise, it's not really that funny. Like in other episodes, I'll write down like lines that like are memorable. Uh,
Mhm.
and there's like one that I wrote down, which was I forget the exact scenario, but it was someone has big ass scissors, and it's mentioned as dainty eyebrow trimmers.
Yeah, the villain wasn't really a villain in this episode, but it
Yeah,
still very much gets me.
yeah. Um, yeah. There's a moment where Scooby fucks with Danny Darrow. That's funny. Where it's like, Danny, it's your mother. Uh, but yeah, like he's not really that scary. Like he's threatening. Like he's intense for sure. It's an intensive episode, but he's not really like a scary villain. Uh, I don't know. Also, at the end, there's the lore stinger that Mayor Jones is watching them. Like he's up to something, but we don't know what. Yeah,
RIP to Danny.
yeah. I repeated, Danny. He's a tragic character. Like when Fred and him bonded, I was like, oh, he's actually kind of a charming guy. Like he's really nice.
I can't believe the gang just accepted that he just died like that and they told no
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I mean,
That like
yeah. I mean, it's probably weighs in on them. Like I don't know. Like I mean, he said like, forget about me, keep the treasure. Like, God, that line that he says is, I hope it brings you more joy than it ever brought me. Like, that's so sad.
I know. He was
Uh,
like, I was too distracted, like I didn't even see like my family dying around me.
yeah,
Like where are their bodies at? That scared me a
yeah,
bit.
I,
Where
yeah, he must have fucking he ate rats for like at least 40 years, probably even longer because he has gray beard hair though. That's probably due to the lack of sunlight. Not really.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah, but it's yeah, it's sad. Anyways, yeah, this episode's really great. I put it at top of B tier, and yeah, I'm guessing
mhm,
you put
mhm.
it at like a good chunk of A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think lore wise, it definitely deserves that. I just think there's some stuff that drags it down as an episode as a whole, but still great watch. It's a definite rewatch when rewatching the whole series.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. But yeah. I guess next up is the Dragon Secret. I like this
Ooh,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not amazing, but I like it. Uh, the basic plot of this episode is that there's an exchange student who comes to America, who's friends with Velma, and then she has the hots for Shaggy, and then a
Yeah.
wizard is hounding her because she has a ring that opens up a dragon statue that contains a really priceless gemstone. And then they stop the lady from stealing it. All's well that ends well. I think like the plot itself is not really anything special, even with the twist at the end. And also, there's a subplot of like Fred trying to impress Daphne's parents, uh, which I mean they're rich. You can't ever impress them. Just don't even fucking bother. It's like, bro,
Yeah, yeah, mm, this episode was an okay filler. I mean, I like the fight scene,
yeah, the fight
but
between the two wizards was fucking awesome. I love Shaggy's line where he's like, "This would be so cool if it wasn't so scary."
yeah.
Poor Shaggy. I think this episode is genuinely really funny. Like Shaggy's like walking towards Velma's house, like trying to learn Chinese to impress Miley, and then he like Miley and Velma enter through the like crash through the door, pile on him, and they see the wizard, and he just starts yelling in Chinese. It's just so out of nowhere. Also, the guy just saying, "I am honored to attend your shindig," is really funny. Yeah, I love this episode's comedy. Also, the pacing is pretty good. Like, there's not really that much filler, thankfully. It is like pretty point on point. Yeah,
I mean,
I
the tea house is beautiful.
yeah, the tea house is great. I mean, it did show up earlier with the wild broods, as well as
Hmm.
Chen. Yeah. Also, Hot Dog Water makes a cameo. Marcy. She did make a cameo in
Marcy.
When Aphrodite Walks, where she's just kind of looking like into someone's eyes, and that's really about it. And then in this episode, she makes the cameo where she goes to China and she's like, "Are these made of wheat?" Uh, Girl's probably gonna shit her pants because of that.
Yeah, I,
Yeah,
I wish they didn't do the little Shaggy Miley romance, but
yeah.
okay.
It's really bad filler. I think that Shaggy can have a good relationship. Like, it just hasn't been like shown. Honestly, my favorite Shaggy relationship has been when he was with the alien in the Alien movie.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that's my favorite one.
yeah. She when she looks like a hippie in human form, and like her dog is also an alien dog. Like,
I know.
it's my favorite. Um, yeah. Uh,
It's I say another B episode.
yeah.
It's
I'd yeah.
okay.
I'd put it at B as well. I'd put it at, like, the middle of B. I think it is better than Wild Broods, actually. Uh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the I like the character moments because there is some good character moments. Like Velma saying he doesn't deserve you is actually really good character growth for her.
Yeah, I think she was speaking more to herself,
Yeah,
and I like,
yeah,
you go, Velma,
yeah.
finally.
I think
I
I don't know. She accepts that, like, hey, this didn't work out, but we're friends. I'm gonna help my friend. Like, that's really sweet of
Mhm.
her. Also, I wrote this down in my notes. There's so much property damage throughout this whole series, especially in this episode where, like, Daphne's mansion's wall gets destroyed and, like, streets are destroyed and the mystery machine gets damaged and a lot of shit. And, like, the traps must be so expensive.
Yeah, when the tea shop got hit, I my heart broke a little.
Yeah, I love Chen. Chen's a side character that doesn't really show up, but I like him. He's charming enough. Uh, yeah,
Pretty good episode.
yeah, it's a good episode. B. Um, we have next we have Night Fright, and this is the first episode where Vincent Van
Yes.
Gogh appears in the flesh.
Yay.
Yeah. So the
I
story of
want
this,
his house.
yes, his house is great. So the story of this one is that Vincent Van Gogh is and Shaggy and Scooby win a contest to go to his house. Also, they unfortunately say the offensive E word, which is related to Inuit people. But this was 2012. We will let it slide for now. Uh, yes, but we don't use that word anymore. Anyways, but yeah, the they win. Shaggy and Scooby win the contest, and at first it's just like a fun like reality show where Vincent Van Gogh invites guests onto into his house to be frightened, but then a real monster shows up, and then they call Mystery Incorporated, and they, like then they solve the case. And I really like Night Fright a lot as a villain. Like he's so over the top. He like kind of has like phantom qualities to him where he's not really terrifying, but he's cool. Like he's cool, and he steals the show.
I like his character design a lot.
Yes, the very like Beelzebubby.
Yeah, his voice is kind of funny.
Yeah,
Like
scream, scream! Time for you to die.
I, I it's kind of funny with his the juxtaposition of like his costume and like his voice is just really funny to hear.
Yeah, he's very campy villain. He has like 70s campy horror villain kind of like Hammer horror almost. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I love him so much. Also, the design of the house is a really fun set piece. It's really purple and really like regal and elegant looking. I really like it.
Hmm.
Uh, Also, him using a piano as a password is really funny.
He's so over the top and extra. I love it.
I love Vincent Van Gogh in this episode. He's so funny. Some of his lines are really funny. Where like Shaggy at the end gives him a pep talk. And he's like, "Thanks, Scooby. It's Shaggy." Yeah. Also, this the ending bit where Van Gogh goes around giving a tour and ignoring Night Fright is so fucking funny. I was dying of laughter. It's like, this is the foyer, and this is where I keep my statues, and he destroys something. I am Night Fright. You're gonna have to pay for that. I just fucking love him so much. I I fucking love Vincent Van Gogh. It's so fucking funny. Uh that the guy who voices him also voices Brain from Pinky and the Brain.
What?
Yeah, it's same guy.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
I
yeah.
love this episode.
I love it too. Yeah, pacing's pretty good. Like there's not really much filler in this, and in terms of lore, like there's not really anything. I'd say Shaggy giving a pep talk is like him becoming a little bit more confident in himself, so that's like a little bit of nice character growth. Also, the weird joke about Daphne being hungry is weird and like not needed.
What did they say?
No, like there's like a joke where like Daphne's like, "I'm so hungry," and like she doesn't get any food, and then at the end she's eating so much, and then Scooby and Shaggy are like, "Wow, you're eating more than us," you know? Yeah. The villain getting what he wants at the end is actually kind of funny. I like that. Like he deserves his own movie. He deserves it.
He's like, I can't wait to hear about this in 10 or 20 years, 10
Yeah,
or
you'll
15
see me
years.
on the big screen in 10 to 20 years. He's like, none of this would have happened without you meddling kids. Like, I love that. I love when a villain wins in Scooby Doo. It's like so wholesome.
I, yeah, I'm wondering, would he be sent to jail? Like,
He
is this
he causes property of
like,
damage and menacing. Menacing is technically a crime.
huh?
Yeah. Uh,
Because I,
yeah. I mean, I think actually someone has been doing a series on YouTube where they review, like, they look at every villain in Scooby Doo and judge them based off of laws, like what their sentencing would be. And yeah, I think Night Fright's main crime is menacing more than anything, and
because I feel
menacing,
like,
yeah, is yeah, he doesn't really murder anybody.
I guess Vincent Van Gogh could like press charges or something, but
Yeah, uh,
he could,
I I guess also he
I,
keeps them trapped within their own home, and so I guess that's something. That's technically kidnapping.
oh yeah,
Again, menacing is a crime. Like to menace someone, you could be like sued for and charged for. But yeah, Night Fright, very good episode. I'd put it. I'd say it's near the top of B. It doesn't beat Escape from Mystery Manor, but it's pretty good as a
mhm.
filler episode.
Yeah, probably second or third, just because I do like Vincent Van Gogh. That was
Yeah,
a nice
I love him. He's great. I love Vincent. He's like, and I didn't tinkle.
little, a
Yeah,
nice introduction to a recurring character.
yeah.
Everyone,
All right. Next up is the Siren Song. This is an interesting episode for Velma. So Velma wants to gets a clue to go near the docks, and she meets an actual siren, which is weird for this show. Though I guess there's also the orc episode, so actually that's not that out of place. So yeah, she meets a siren, and the siren's like, "You have to go to the oil dock, Velma," and then her and Mystery Inc. eventually go there and stop some fish freaks. That is the term for them. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. Uh, the fish freaks turn out to be a side character I didn't mention. There's a side character in the college episode. There's a bunch of eco activists that Daphne joins up with for a second, and then they steal an oil rig to drill for oil so that they can use the money from that to fuel more eco activism. And there's a really funny line at the end of that where he's like, "You must be willing to kill the planet to save it."
Yeah,
It's it's kind of stupid. And again, at least they make fun of it. They make fun of it. Uh, yeah. Also, Skipper Sheldon's brother is in this episode, and Skipper, so it's nice to see him.
hmm.
Yeah. Also, how the fuck do you name 5 kids Skipper Shelton? Like, bro. I better fucking hope their middle names are different. Like, I wonder if one of them it was like, just call me by my middle name. Just call me like Abraham. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. Otherwise, yeah, this episode was okay. I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
There's a reference to Flim Flam and Scrappy, so that was interesting.
I hated the villains in this only because,
Their plan is so stupid.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did
I
like the siren. I like the fight in the water though. That was
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, the fight in the water was fun. I like how Shaggy and Scooby again, their weirdness is what helps save the day because they can hold their breath really long. Like again, I like when Shaggy and Scooby help save things like through their like weird knowledge or weird abilities that they have.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like this will be an episode in season 2, but like they're both not affected by the villain's music, and I like that. Where it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. But yeah, yeah, Siren Song, it's pretty decent, and it ends with an interesting twist where Velma confronts Cassidy and sorry, it confronts Angel and says, "You're Cassidy Williams," and that was a fucking great twist. I was like, holy shit, that was really good.
I I did like how Thelma truly believed there was like a siren out there.
Yeah, the siren turns out to be just a woman in a costume.
Yeah, it was it was kind of funny seeing how she's like the most logical one and she full us believed like a siren like crawled to her house in the
Yeah,
middle of the night.
yeah,
Uh, cause she
it,
just so wanted friendship. It was kind of sad,
yeah,
but
it's sad. Velma just needs to go on some queer forums, you know? Like, she just needs to go on, like, meet some queer
yeah,
people.
I think pretty good episode though
Yeah,
overall.
yeah, I agree. I would put it at B. I'd say, like, middle of B, like, top of B. Like, I think it's not as good as the Cicada episode, but it's, like, a
Mm,
little better than
mm.
the first episode. But yeah, I like this. Let's see. I'm just gonna see if there's any other things. Uh, I love I love Scooby. You know, Skipper tells like a sailor story, and then Scooby's laughing. And he's like, I have no idea what he just said. uh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, pacing is okay. Story's okay. Villain's okay. The comedy itself is pretty decent. There are some like really good laughs. Like like with the Scrappy joke where they're like, "We promise to never speak of him again, ever." Like that's the one time Fred's like, "Oh shit." Uh, also, Ed Machine gets a really funny line where like Velma's like, "Hey, we want answers," and then Ed Machine's like, "I'd like a polka dot princess pony, but mommy won't get me one."
Hmm.
Yeah, I like this episode. It's yeah, it's nice. Uh, All right, you ready to go to the next one? We got 5 left.
Woo woo! Yes.
Yes, actually 6 left, but yeah, 6. Let's do this. Uh, Next up is Menace of the Manticore, and unfortunately, I really don't like this episode that much.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's better than it's better than the Gator episode. I'm gonna rank it. It's in C, like high C technically, but yeah, like it's better than the Gator episode, but I don't know. Besides that, like it's okay. Okay, I'll say the good parts first, which is the Manticore itself has a very interesting design. It's like it's not fully just like a lion. It's like creepy and kind of humanoid. Like it's not exactly a lion. It doesn't exactly have dragon wings. And it doesn't exactly have a scorpion tail. So that's nice. And the voice itself is kind of creepy. I think it's actually Frank Welker doing the voice. So yeah, he's got a good range. That's another thing I want to mention. How does every villain in this show know how to fucking voice act so well? Like they can change their voice instantly. Yeah, and only sometimes is it explained. Yeah. Um.
I'm yeah, the villain really cool. However, I hated the dude so much. I can't. Why can't she just leave him? I'm so mad.
Yeah. Uh.
What does she see in him?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Like the couple at the start of the episode where they're
I,
like on the high part of the ride.
uh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. At least they both get attacked, so that's nice. Also, can I just say the villain's plot's stupid? So it is Marcy Hot Dog Water. That's the villain of this, which is sad because she deserves so much better. This is like her like first real episode, and uh, so the plot is that she finds out that if she melts down the steel of the amusement park roller coasters, then she can turn it into super helium and then sell it for a bunch of money. And so she uses that to make the Manicore fly. Here's my question. They own the park. Why can't she just go to her dad and be like, hey, dad, I found out that super healing exists and we need to melt down the steel here. So let's close down the park and make bank. Like, that's literally all she had to fucking do.
Yeah.
Like, oh my.
Uh,
Like, for being a genius, she's a pretty big fucking idiot.
I yeah, I didn't understand that. I
Yeah,
don't know why.
like she could have literally just told her dad and they would have gotten away with it without any need of meddling kids. I yeah, it's really stupid. Also, I think this is the least funny episode of this whole season. Like there was not a single thing that made me laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
There's also a joke about the Manicore's posterior hole. Yeah, good joke there.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of this episode. Also, she almost tried to kill Shaggy and Scooby. She just like
She
dropped
almost
them
tried
in
to
the.
kill all of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah, game gets yeah, I'm just looking at most of my notes are just what happens and me just being like, ugh. Okay. So the one good part about this episode is the lore development. The so Cassidy, Angel. I'm just gonna call her Cassidy because like that's who she is. But
Hmm.
I'll sometimes call her Angel, just because I'll do that interchangeably. But yeah, Cassidy sneaks into Mr. E's office and is working with Mr. E because she cares about the kids. She does care about them, and she doesn't want what happened to her and her, the Mystery Inc. of yesteryear to happen to them. And, you know, she and Mr. E are giving them hints and clues and whatnot. And yeah, it's really interesting. Uh, and at the very end of the episode, it's revealed that Mr. E uh, was Ricky from the original gang, that he was the guy who owned Professor Pericles, and that also that apparently the other two members, Brad Childs and Judy Reeves, they have an interest in Fred for some reason. To what end? We don't know yet. But yeah, that's like the plot lore. Uh, and I don't know. I just find that really interesting. Like how fucked up like Ricky got. Like it's sad. Like he became a disheveled man.
Yeah. It,
Yeah. Like I don't know.
the
I just think it's interesting.
The lore is all is like,
They put some of the most important lore in one of the
oh
worst
my god.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, just gonna drop this here.
Yep. They're
Here
like,
you go.
okay, this episode sucks. What can we put in here? Ricky is Mr. E. Yeah. Also, there's another thing, which is Mayor Jones. Is looking at a diagram. If you freeze frame it, it is the planispheric disk. So again, clearly he's in on it. He's more than just a stupid little politician, man.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Don't. This episode sucks, and I will rewatch it, but just for the lore bits, nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's okay.
Uh, Next up, we have Attack of the Headless Horror, and then after that we have one, two, three. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got this. We're getting there. We're getting to the end. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but so the Headless Horror. Uh, it's okay, but it's not amazing.
Yeah. Another
I could
couple
I
that
could
needs to
hear
break
you
up.
exhale. You're just like, I'm disappointed.
Another one of these episodes.
Yeah, but yeah, this episode, like, okay, I'll give it this, which is that the Headless Horror itself does look kind of creepy, and it has like a kind of like gremlin-y voice, which is kind of befitting of it. Also, like, this is kind of racist. Like, I don't know, just like the kind of
Yeah.
like tribal imagery that doesn't go anywhere. And also, them chanting at one point and Scooby pretending to be a shaman is really weird.
Yeah. This episode.
Yeah. It's,
They could have just scrapped this whole thing because there's like no lore in this. I don't
yeah.
think so. They could
Yeah.
have just.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay, the most amount of lore you can get from this is like there's a subplot where like Shaggy and Velma, like Shaggy is like starting to warm up to Velma again, and then Velma like, by the end is like, Shaggy, I noticed, and like, I really don't think that we're gonna work together. You broke my heart, and that's it. Which again is them
Yeah.
officially saying, yeah, this is the end, no more, which is good. I'm glad they finally fucking said it. But yeah, uh, also, this is kind of weird. So the plot of this episode is that like a famous adventurer, Rick Spartan, his wife and his friend, they go adventuring, and then he steals an ancient head, and then he gets attacked by the headless horror, and like the kids talk to him, and after class because he's the biology teacher, which what are his credentials?
Right. Why is he there?
Yeah, but yeah, but yeah, I don't know. They go up to him. They're Fred loves him. He's like, "Wow, Doctor Spartan, it's an honor to meet you." And and then like a 40-year-old man just goes up to like four teenagers and their dog and are like, "Hey, why don't you have dinner at my house? Because that's a very normal thing to do." Like,
Hey kids,
bro,
come over to my house.
yeah, if it was like, oh, let me invite your parents over to my house for a steak dinner, that would make sense. But no, it's just the kids. Like, bro, they're all like, they're not even 18. What the fuck are you doing? Uh, let's see. Let's see. Also, I wrote in my notes, Professor is a Chad wannabe. Yeah. Okay. Also, I just need to mention this, which is that he pretends his friend is like a native savage, and like talks to him really racistly. It's really
Yeah, I don't know how
bad.
much he's getting paid, but it's not worth it.
I it's not worth it, man. Come on, be a rights activist. This sucks. Like there is a funny line from it, which is you just look like a dude with a spear. Like that's funny, but yeah, otherwise, yeah. This episode's just kind of standard. It's really just there. I think like the the plot itself, sorry, the pacing itself is fine. It's like there's
Hmm.
not that much filler, thankfully, and there's the nice kind of story beat of like the wife of Rick Spartan being the villain and being like, I don't want to do this anymore, and him not pressing charges is nice. But yeah, overall, I don't. Yeah, I don't like this episode that much. And yeah, the story's just kind of there. Like it's just like it just happens. They just go from thing to thing.
I mean, it's better than the two brothers.
Yeah, it's
The
so much better than that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a
just
masterpiece compared to that.
but it's still.
I'd personally put it at like top of C. Not that that means much in this list. Sorry, like near top of C.
Yeah, I guess it's better than Golem.
Yeah, it's better. It's
I
better
don't.
than it's better than the vampire on the truck, and it's better than the manticore, but not by much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, they actually go to the botanical garden, which that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The monster itself is the only thing that saves it.
Yeah. The monster's actually kind of terrifying, and there are some decently funny lines. Like there's a, yeah, at first, like one of the plot points is that they gotta, like they convince the police that it's I'm gonna call him Charles because that's his actual name. Charles. They think it's
Mhm.
Charles, and they arrest him, and then he says, "But I'm British." Like that's funny. But yeah, other than that, nah, whatever. You can skip this episode on a rewatch.
Yeah,
Uh,
you guys aren't missing much.
yeah. Anyways, final four. Are you ready for the final four, Dom?
Woo,
Ah, gosh, we've been streaming for 3 hours 30 minutes.
woo.
All right. Okay. Okay.
It's a lot to cover.
Yeah, it's a lot to cover. Okay, let's do it. Next up is A Haunting in Crystal Cove, and this is one of my favorite episodes of this series. Uh, or in season one, I'm gonna put it at like back of A. I really like this episode. The villain is really creepy. Just the darkness and the shadow. The voice is really scary, and like what it does, like it's like a poltergeist movie. It's like The Exorcist, like a bunch of
Hmm.
just shit flying around and things catching fire and like the animals, like the heads of mounted animals attacking the gang is really creepy. Yeah, I don't know. I just like it a lot.
Honestly, the perfect house to set up all those traps too.
Yeah. And also, this is something unique to this episode, I think, which is that this is the first episode where you have to know the lore and like the characters beforehand to like deduce the villain twist because the villain turns out to be Pericles and he hacked into Fred's computer and used his traps to create a scare so that he could get a piece of the planispheric disc because Fred's dad has a piece of the planispheric disc and Pericles does manage to retrieve it and yeah, again, it's interesting to see the villain win in this episode, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. I just find this episode really like captivating. I I love the way that they stop him because they use his own tricks against him, and the lore significance is really good because you know that Fred's dad is up to something. He has a piece. He's looking at it, and Also, Pericles at one point uses a Ouija board to say, "I am an old friend," and it's like, what? Do they know each other? What happened? And I don't know. It's just a really creepy, really good episode. Uh, we have to talk about the racism, which is there's a Jamaican woman who uses some of her shaman magic, and
Yeah.
comparatively, it's less racist than the episode before it. That's still not saying much. Again,
Yeah, it was kind of.
you just gotta take the good with the bad. Like you just gotta recognize, yeah, this is not good.
She didn't have to be there. She didn't.
Yeah, she didn't like them getting a psychic for this. Like that makes sense. Like, what if it was just like some white woman who was like a sham or something, and she was just like some woman with a show or something. It's like, oh my god, I'm a psychic. I'm gonna help you. Yeah. Anyways, let's see other notes from this episode. Fred's PJs are cute. Like when like during the start of the episode where his dad is frightened and running out, his PJs are adorable. Uh,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah. Also, this is a weird thing I put in my notes, which is the weird kind of toxic relationship between Daphne's mom and Daphne's dad. Like, there's like notes of like oh, we put mom in the timeout box or something like that. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I, I don't know why Daphne doesn't question that more. Like, what?
I
What why is that normal? Is
yeah.
everything okay?
Yeah. Also, apparently, Daphne's dad being so helpless without her that when she went away, he was trying to open a can of soup or something, and she couldn't do it. Like, uh, bro, don't you have like butlers or something? Get your butler to make you something.
Yeah, like how? I assume they have. Maybe they're not that rich.
They have a huge ass mansion, bro. Okay, they fucking they're not that rich. Okay, you fucking capitalistic slime ball. Yeah, not that rich, my ass.
They can afford everything but butlers.
I they can
That's
get
just,
big ass
you know,
sports cars.
that's
Why can't they just get a fucking butler? Anyways,
maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
yes, maybe
I was
what?
like, maybe they don't have butlers just so that they feel sort of normal. That's how they.
They don't care. They're fucking rich. What do they care? They're fucking capitalistic dickbags. Why the fuck do they care? They got a fucking yacht. Why the fuck should they care? They have four successful daughters. Why should they care?
Oh, yeah.
I think Daphne's
Damn.
more successful than any of them, in my opinion. But uh, yeah. Also, there's a weird B plot which doesn't really go anywhere, which is like Daphne feeling for like trapped by Fred because he like plans out everything that happens in the day, which doesn't really go
Mm.
anywhere. It's just like a setup for like a joke, and then at the end, Freddy learns to let go and just be at peace. Uh, Also, this is a weird development, which is that like this is the first mention of Fred's mom. So there's a picture of Fred's mom, and apparently she left when Freddy was young. Uh,
Mhm.
Also, this is a funny line from Vincent Van Gogh because at one point Shaggy and Scooby are watching a Vincent Van Gogh movie. Your health insurance has been denied. Yeah, I just like this episode a lot. Uh,
That is horrifying to hear. That's the
yeah,
scariest part.
so true. But yeah, the villain's really scary. Again, like the pacing and the story are really good because again, it's really personal stakes. And at one point, Freddy says, "If I can't solve this mystery, I'll become whatever you want me to be." And then, Mayor Jones is like, "Okay, you said it, deal." And they do solve the mystery, but it kind of ends on like a bittersweet note where, you know, like Fred's like, okay, mystery solved, all's well again, and Daphne's like, I don't think it's all's well again. Like, yet he has a piece of the planispheric disc. Like, this is scary.
I I really liked how there were, Professor Pericles like gets away and stuff. He's like, I'm the smartest bird alive.
It's the smartest criminal parrot in the whole
Yeah.
world. Avita Zen.
I love that.
I love him. He's great. Uh, yeah, plans. Yeah, so he gets the planispheric disc, and yeah, also Fred's password being trapping guy. That's something. Uh, but yeah, I'd put this at like an A tier. I really like it.
yeah. Only because I really like Professor Pericles.
Yeah, I love him. Like I'm glad that like again there was setup to him, but he was not seen or shown in the episode beforehand. They didn't say his name at all before. It was just you just got sunflower seeds, and you just had to assume maybe it's him. Also, this is a weird part. I mean, probably he could probably like use nano machines or fucking like brain chips to do it, but his costume had arms. Like, how the fuck was he using them?
Yeah, I I was a little confused when it was just him, nothing else. He
Yeah,
just had the
like
voice little changer.
yeah, no, he just deepened his voice. That's it. Like
Oh yeah, yeah. The thing was, yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
he I don't know. Like it doesn't even show like sticks being like controlled by his feet, which that would have made sense. Like his feet control his his costume's hands, but no. Yeah. Also, I love his line. What can I say? A bird's got to eat. Yeah, but yeah, A tier for me. Really great episode.
hmm
Uh, yeah, are you ready for the next episode?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Dead Justice. This is
Yes.
this is a really interesting episode. So this is the first episode with a major focus on Sheriff Bronson Stone, which we learned that's his first name. His first name's Sheriff, which is fucking great. Of course, his mom named him fucking Sheriff. Let's see. Also, yeah, there's this episode is basically a ghost, a ghost, the warden, not warden, deputy, no, sheriff, a ghost sheriff, haunts Crystal Cove and stops crime. And this is like the first benevolent, like villain, like kind of like lawful evil in a way, where like he stops crimes and like puts Sheriff Stone out of out of a job, and so the gang try to stop the ghost so that Sheriff can get his job back. Uh, yeah, Dead Justice himself is a pretty cool looking villain. I love his like half like bony face, his like demon bullets, his skeletal horse. It looks really cool.
10 out of 10. I love
Yeah,
him.
he looks great, and his voice, like he just has like that nice southern
Yeah.
drawl. Like he sounds like he probably could be racist. He probably was racist back in the day. Anyways, but yeah. Also, I love
Yeah,
how
I don't
this. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
sorry, I don't care too much about for Bucky as a person, but him as Dead Justice, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I love him as that.
I mean, he wasn't a character. He was just like a background. He was just like the guy who would help Sheriff Stone arrest people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I do love that like Sheriff Stone at one point was like, "Bucket, you were like a father to me. You're 20 years older than me." Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This episode has some pretty decent jokes. I think my favorite jokes come from the Night Ranger, because they see this like weird guy pull into town. They think it's him, and then they go back to his place, and he just likes getting shirtless, punching hay, and looking at Buff Men magazine. So he's a little bit of a fruit. And he doesn't say anything. He just like gives thumbs up and drives away into the sunset. I love him. He's my favorite silent side character.
10 out of 10 for him as well. He's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wish. No, you know what? That was a perfect amount of screen time.
Yeah. He.
He owned that.
Oh, hello.
Hmm?
Oh shit. Oh no. Give me 1 second. Oh boy. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. I'll be right back, folks. Give me a minute.